What's up, everybody? Making sure this doesn't crash. The first time all four of us are together.
Hey, yo.
Hey. How beautiful is that?
Do I have a new coffee cup here?
Yes, and actually, I don't even know where that came from. So it's new to both of us.
How about them apples?
Yeah, and my fucking phone is upstairs.
So, I mean, I can talk while you're gone.
Jada! Can you bring my phone down, please?
That was loud, too.
Yeah.
Wilma!
So we're gonna start. We're gonna start here. You have to forgive us, Chris, but Farrell, Joey, and I just watched the 10-minute-ish short of the Grimdark universe known as 40,000
in Secret Level. One of the episodes of Secret Level.
All right, thank you. And what are our it's a little tricky to say thoughts?
I know go ahead. Yeah, it was my second time I watched it. Like, I love the feel of it. It feels like 40K. It's like, it's not too much to it. It's an action short.
Yes.
But if you know the games, Titus, who is one of the characters in this show, is a character of Space Marines 1 and 2, then you get a little bit more out of it. But yeah, it feels exactly like I want 40K to feel.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It does make me think. So I liked the Grimdark. I liked the guy in the man in the box. He's just a man in box.
The Psyker. Imperial Psyker.
Yes, I liked that. That was my favorite bit. Although carrying that box of dude around all that time just for him to get out and get killed.
I mean, they were supposed to protect him. That's why he's in the box.
Huh?
They were protecting him. That's why he's in the box.
Yeah, but they didn't do a good job when he was outside of it.
Yeah, well, he's supposed to protect himself. He was their protection. They brought him for protection.
Oh, I don't feel like I got that from him.
I'm never gonna...
did they... All those like demons trying to reach in, he was the one stopping it, and all the other things attacking didn't get to them until he died, and then everything got through. Yeah, he was there for the magic protection.
They should have brought a couple boxes.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be... So I was into 40K 25 years ago.
Yes.
So
Me too. I just never stopped.
Yeah, so like some of it's still there. But it's definitely a story that's going to be really hard to package for the masses.
Yes, and so that's how I felt about it watching it. I was like, "Fuck, they're going to need to make this a real thing, right?" Now, if it's animated,
this is animated.
No, I know, of course it is.
But
I'm talking about if the Cavill thing is animated, it won't matter, and I'll tell you why. And this is just the bold truth. The only people that are going to watch it are 40K people. So they're already into it, so it'll be no problem. If it's not animated, they've got to figure out some shit. And the key to it is going to be to make you invest in a character.
It's just about starting at the right altitude. Right,
well, you need to explain the world. I'm talking about just getting you to give a fuck. Yeah.
Well, no, but I think that's also the same thing, right? So
they're connected.
You have to start somewhere that'll be engaging to get people interested in the rest of the world, and then they'll just naturally want you to explain it also.
Yes, I agree, but you're going to need.
So I'm just saying you couldn't start there.
No,
I mean that has base mass appeal. That and the game got a lot of people who aren't into 40K into 40K. Like the Precision Range 2 that just came out, a lot of people have no idea about 40K before that game, and then that game was so hyped that they're, nerds, right? Not normies per se, but like it has mass appeal aspects of it just from action and visual.
Nerd
alone.
appeal.
Yeah.
Sure. It's just a matter of like unpacking the world.
and putting live faces on it.
You got to get Joe Public, right? And in order to get Joe Public, you have to give them a character to latch onto, right? You have to give them Iron Man. You have to give them Cap. You have to give them whoever so that they can implant themselves into it and live through that journey. And the problem is, I think, my personal opinion, is that who do you do that with?
Like an Inquisitor or something. I don't think
so. I disagree.
It's definitely not Space Marines. They're supposed to be not relatable.
So I think you need to tell the heresy story, and I think you should tell it through the eyes of one of the Primarchs or the Emperor.
You can't tell it to the Emperor. That's hard. it would have to be a human. It's one of the more normies who's been around.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I think it's going to get tricky, man.
Yeah.
I think it's going to get tricky because I don't know if you can do that story. So I think that the heresy is that story.
It's the basis of it all.
Right. So like that's the story you got to tell. And I don't know.
But I mean, do you though, or do you could go back into it? Because like,
I'm sorry. That's the story you got to tell for me to give a shit.
We didn't start. People didn't get into 40K.
Fine line there, Bobby.
People didn't know about 40K with 30K though, right? Like people got into 40K and then found out about 30K. It's not like the heresy is like a history. When you got into the game, or the lore, that's like history. That's some shit happened in the past. It's just like when you watch Lord of the Rings, but you don't talk about the Hobbit.
Yes, but that's what you're fighting for.
Yes,
so like when you get into the similarity, or whatever, if there was something, when you get into 7, 8, 9, you always had to reference 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you didn't get the Clone Wars 1, 2, 3 until after 4, 5, 6. You can jump in at 4, 5, 6 and then go back to 1, 2, 3.
No, but 4, 5, 6 is the story. I think 3, 4, 5, 6 is the story.
Yeah, I just think you have to start somewhere so that you can unpack it in a way that most people will accept it.
Yeah, and I think you can do that with an Inquisitor. I think you can do that with just anybody, really. You can do that with
a Rogue Trader.
Yeah.
Farrell, are you a 40K
a Rogue
guy?
Trader is
From 25 years ago.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I think you can do that with a. I think you can do that with a.
Is that like
Space
a
Marine.
Reformed Lutheran? Is that
It's like Catholic light.
okay? Gotcha.
I mean, 40K is extra Catholic, I think. I think it's Catholic extra heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way Catholics want it to be.
Yeah, it really is. You look at that, that's how Catholic
That's how
works.
they wanted to.
So-
Like,
They want a priest in a box that you bring out.
fighting fucking demons.
And pray.
and-
Just
Keep
to
the
say
demons away.
say it again because you kind of blew through what you were watching. So you watched this is on
Space Marine episode of Secret Level. Secret Level is a bunch of shorts.
right? And I started to watch one of them, but honestly didn't even know what game it was from.
It doesn't even matter.
Right.
Like some of them are good enough where you're like, you look up what the game is, but some of them you know what the game is.
I want to watch the 40K one.
Some of them are, they're not all the same quality. Some of them are really good.
nice.
But I think the tone is right.
Yes.
And it's you can tell how unfinished it is. Like they make stylistic choices to cover what they couldn't
Yes,
do.
because of the budgets and stuff.
Tons of sound missing, tons of effects missing.
The silence, but it helps with the atmosphere.
Yes, well, it's a stylistic choice.
Yeah.
But it would have been good either way.
I think it would have looked better if you had a TV that did blacker blacks.
That TV might be able to do black
It
and
might
blacks,
be able to-
and he just never set the setting.
or I adjusted because I want to be able to see what I'm fucking watching.
I had to sign on to Amazon Prime on Bobby's TV that he never uses in his theater room because he likes to watch a small screen in the living room instead. And then when we signed on, it asked if you want to update. Of course, I didn't want to update because Bobby hates an updating. It probably takes 30 years to update at this point because the Amazon logo is green. Does anybody remember when the Amazon logo was
No.
green? Yeah, me either. But his Amazon logo is green.
Vintage, dude.
So
You can sell that one on eBay, bro.
I'll be here all day.
There you go.
I'm updated.
Yeah. And anytime you update some shit, and it's like, now my TV's not working right. I installed 8.5 on it, and now it's not bloody working right.
Only for Bobby.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
That's the breaks.
It feels like I like it, and also like I
like it
said,
too.
if you knew the story, like everyone's always fucking doubting Titus because he's different. He does, Ultramarines. This particular chapter always follows the rules.
Yeah.
Just like why the guy kind of side-eyed him and handed him the chain because he was not supposed to let go of the box, but he let go of the box to fight the tank.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Take your fucking box."
Yeah,
So,
I
it's
think,
a lot of that in there, and then even at the end, his inner demon was worrying about Titus. That's why in his mind, when the demon was attacking him psychically, it was like a chaos Titus that killed him.
Yeah. See, I think that in order for me to I'm more connected to it than an average person.
Yeah, but for an average person, yeah.
You can call me average person.
Yeah,
Okay.
It would look. It looks pretty. You would like it.
I recognize the logos from Shayna Baszler's gear. That's about as close as I get to a.
But that's pretty.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty. I'd say they're iconic to an extent.
They are.
They're 40K is super adjacent to I think what I'm into, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, especially in like the custom Mythic Legions world, came from.
Yeah, a lot of
models.
people are into 40K are into 40K that I'm completely surprised about. Like I run across people who have 40K wrestling. It's like, oh, 40K?
Yeah. And I think most people's relationship with it is it's a lap in the pool. You know, that's most people's relationship with it. They get in, they buy all the shit, they swim to that side of the pool, they swim back to this side of the pool, and they get out of the pool, and they'll always remember that one little swim they took.
Just like Pharaoh. Some people are just in the books. Some people read all the books and don't play the games at all.
I took more laps.
I was more interested in reading the
the lore.
books.
Yeah.
So I read one book, one of the worst books I've ever read in my life. It was so melodramatic that I couldn't take it seriously.
How is it before Black Library or after?
I think in the midst of, perhaps?
Because they've gotten into the book game good now. Because I remember when I was a kid reading those books.
So I wasn't a kid. I was living here.
Oh, okay.
Adam bought it for me.
I was about to say, I was
But it was
reading
like,
the books in like
it was
97.
the blood of the wicked demon drips down the chainsword as the oil smeared against the. It was just
We
like,
just saw that though. It looked great.
God.
We literally just saw it. It looks great.
I feel like it was written for the person with absolutely no imagination. And the bolt wiggled slightly to the vibration of the chainsword as it heralded the demon blood off of the souls of the undead, unclean. And like,
Have you thought about being a writer, Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, it was so.
First time you write this.
It was so simple. Like, it wasn't simple, but it was so like childishly cliche that I think anybody that ever worked for any sketch comedy show in the history of mankind could have written it.
Oh, it's like the lost souls.
You should write for
Correct.
Penthouse Forum, Bob.
Correct.
I can't believe that it happened to me. There I was.
Betty's blouse.
Well, no,
Betty's bosom.
I think I'm
against
gonna
her
write.
tight
No,
buttons.
I think I'm.
Farrell's jerking it right now.
With his non-visual.
My 8 Fantasia.
Does the word vagina, like if you see the actual letters written out,
I'm already hard.
that's what I like.
So, being as though this is the first show with the four of us, and hopefully not the last for the year,
Right.
Farrell, why don't you start with your Nerd Week?
So I've been watching more of The Expanse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's going. They're losing it. But
No.
they're not losing in February.
Some European nations are losing.
European.
Yep. Are you losing the rights to the first 3 seasons because it was on Sci-Fi and not?
But we're good, right?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, I thought they were going to
Do you
take it
know
off
any
it.
of the countries offhand?
UK, Germany. Are we just naming European nations?
No.
Italy.
Those 2 in particular were ones
Like,
that were listed.
I just heard recently. Did you know that Greece,
The movie or the country?
the country,
Okay.
has a hard time with their shit, like at a certain time of the day?
Constipation?
Like, no. But a fair question. With pretty much with everything, honestly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Dawn. Dawn's tough on Greece.
Good enough for ducks. It's good enough for me.
I didn't see that one coming.
So, yes, you, those of us in the United States, it's staying on Amazon for the foreseeable future.
That's good. That's good.
How long has it been since I've been here? Like 3 weeks.
It has been too long.
Oh Jesus.
So I messaged you the other day, fucking Fred Johnson.
And you got to be more specific. That's why I said be more specific because, like, a dude does a lot of fucked up shit. What in particular had Fred Johnson gotten in your
just
car
the
about?
end of season 2 where, she's Naomi's
Oh, that's what you're talking about. The Mormon guy.
No. Fred Johnson's the Tycho Station.
Yeah, the Mormon. He stole the Mormon tape.
Yeah, he's the butcher of Anderson Station. Don't forget that.
He stole the Mormon temple.
This is weird that we're all having a conversation that
there's a
Bobby
big
doesn't
pocket.
understand. So what happens what does Fred Johnson do?
that's when Naomi reveals that she gave the sample of the proto-molecule
That's
to
right.
Fred Johnson.
Yes.
That's right.
And then it kind of ruins their little happy ship vibe that they had going on.
Yeah. Power struggles is always a thing.
So
Yep, I've been rewatching it as well. I'm in
For the 8th
season
time.
5. Well, I
You
just
can
put
probably
it on.
recite it, right?
I mean,
Are you like excited that Farrell's watching? You're like, I wonder how it is through his eyes, and rewatch it.
Well,
again.
honestly, it's funny because I started rewatching it when we went to Alabama.
you told me to watch it.
Alabama!
My man, it's almost like if there was the Expanse books, I have all the books. if
I know
you'd like
they're
to.
over there.
No, I have all the Expanse books.
That's Bobby's corner.
And Bobby's got a little corner of
This is
shame
where
over there.
Fucking Pinkerton's books go to die.
Bobby, do you
Yeah,
have a
so-
library card that I need to sign up for, so I can just check out?
If it is, I'll tell you, it won't be to the bloody black library. You know what I mean? The fucking 40K books.
So what's your thoughts?
On the show,
Just in general. Talk about it.
So, I get that we have to give people an accent.
You don't like the belt? Are you telling me you don't like? Don't break my heart. If you tell me you don't like the Belter
Toe.
accent, I'm gonna be real sad.
I do not
I
like
love
the
the
Belter.
Belter
I love it,
accent.
dude.
It's so unique
Pashing toe, well, walla.
because it's like
I just said, fuck you, traitor.
So I get we have to give people an accent.
but it's like not the fucking transatlantic bullshit where it just it sounds foreign to everybody.
talk like
This
this,
is
like
it sounds
Catherine
like its own
Hepburn.
fucking language, which is great.
It sounds like it's a bunch of Irish people talking.
You think so? So I get more.
you're
I get more of a
racist.
Korean, Caribbean vibe from it.
See, I just every time they talk,
See, it's a mix of everything you want it to be.
You go to the zoo, look upon the monkey, pet the donkey, them.
A little bit like that. It's a little bit like
Honestly,
that.
it is.
It is a little bit like that.
So
You're
it's
not
a
wrong.
Creole, and a Creole is just a combination of a million different languages. So the guy who developed it, there's like 15 different languages he pulls words from.
Just like
And the
Americans.
thought process is, well, all these different
Sayonara,
countries have
sucker.
gone to work in space, and they have to
just
communicate somehow. So they've patched together this language. The thing that bothers me is okay, you're going to talk in that language occasionally, but I would rather them just say more of that stuff.
More
Yeah,
there's
like
enough
when-
Belter. I think there's enough Belter in the show, to distinguish who's a Belter and who's not.
Oh, absolutely.
well, I mean, I thought you
And the
could just-
tattoos.
Yeah, the
My-
tattoos on their fucking neck would be enough to distinguish.
No, I like that they talk different. It's just when you watch a British movie, you want to know the different kind of British.
yeah.
Why don't you watching Snatch? You got a different kinds.
But I think the issue is when they get really upset about something, that's when it gets really Belter.
Yeah, just like me. When I get real upset, I get real Asian.
And bow.
How about,
It's a
how
real
about
thing.
when people
It's right.
people get a little too loose, that ew comes out, that Baltimore ew. You know that about yourself, right?
I do.
So,
I know
so
that.
it's a
Drawing up
natural
that
human
ooh.
instinct to have worse accent when you get upset.
Sure.
Well, listen, if I get mad, y'all's probably gonna hear about it. I'm just gonna lay it out there for you right now.
Bless your heart.
There, real tight on that.
But yeah, I mean, the show is good. Is really good.
Yeah,
It's really good.
Good. You need to finish it, Joey.
I know.
You need to finish season 6 or watch season 6.
I think there's something next on the docket after I finish watching.
I'll tell you, season 4 is.
Because season 6 is last. It's over now.
Yes, the show is over.
I was waiting for that.
It's only been 2 years, but I think enough time has passed for you to watch it.
Yeah, I thought people were
should watch it
clamoring
all.
for season 7.
He's been busy.
It's a 30-year gap between those books, so they're going to have to wait a little while.
No, you know what it is, Farrell? With a lot of shows with me, it's an emotional investment. Like One Piece, one of my favorite animes, is 1,000 episodes. I watch about 200 to 300 episodes at a time, and I don't watch it for a year.
Two Piece is one of my favorite chicken boxes.
Two piece and a biscuit.
To
Two
be
piece and a
fair, that's the
biscuit.
only true the chicken box.
Hey,
2 piece and a biscuit.
Salt, pepper, ketchup, right? All day.
But so I have to be emotionally ready to invest into a show that I care about.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make me feel a way, one way or another.
I just want to watch it all and get to the
Me
end.
too.
Yeah, so there's characters you haven't met yet that you will love and hate and have your heart broken. And till he go,
I
till
am
he go.
glad that they finally destroyed that coffee maker.
You didn't like I love the whole coffee gimmick for it, man. What about when they're chopping up matches in that first episode? It kind of tastes like coffee.
Well, that's
Taking
when
match heads and grinding them up and putting hot water on them.
I know.
It can be
bot-
coffee.
I did see that.
Waffle House coffee can do it.
The botanist walks in on him destroying the coffee maker, and he's like, "You should try tea."
Yeah, I love that. I love that character.
Yeah.
Prax is great. So
What else, sir?
I think that's about it.
it is pretty expansive
I've heard that.
and it's encompassing.
Aptly titled, they might say.
It is.
It's been the expanse in sports betting.
So
all
if-
week, so.
Where is Venus right now? The planet.
I
don't remember where we are. No, I'm sorry. Eros has crashed into Venus, right?
Yeah.
Have we already gone to Venus with the ships and?
So this is like the crater.
Yeah, on Venus.
Yeah.
So you're at the part.
Stop saying
Not
Venus.
the crater on Uranus, the one on Venus.
Yeah. No, they're observing it now.
Okay, they're observing it.
Yeah, and then they've already taken the nuke and thrown it off because the proto-gen or proto-molecule person or whatever is on the
Sexy lady.
The hybrid.
We're headed to Venus.
There we go.
So, like, what is so great about this? So, like, what's his name? The one scientist thinks that this is the future of the human race, right?
Right.
Everyone always thinks some shit is
Like Strickland.
Yeah.
Strickland's
What about this is the future? Because
I don't know. I didn't agree with them, obviously, on that.
Yeah, it's just that's the one part where I don't, and I'm hoping that they give us more, but it doesn't sound like they do.
So, there's, like I said, there's three more books that are written to this story after this 6 seasons is over, because it's basically a book a season. And there's a 30-year time gap in there.
Oh, love a time skip.
So there's, could these people possibly come back in 10 years and say they're, that much older? I don't know.
So I wish they would have gone more into it in like season 2, where they're like where that scientist would be explaining why he thinks. He's like, not having to use a vac suit. Okay, cool. Like,
that's amazing.
That's the one fucking benefit you get.
That's a huge benefit if you're going to be a space race.
They're weapons. I mean, I think what
we didn't have them in the 60s,
they
and
were
we
saying
fucking won that.
Is that through their research and evolution, they could get to a point where it would be like, Martian Marine, you don't need to wear your Goliath armor anymore. Give it to somebody on a level where it changes what they want to change. But I don't think they were there. They were making weapons. They were taking children and giving them radiation and
classic
alien poison and shooting them at Mars.
Oh, we're talking about 40K just now. Yeah, same thing.
I mean, pretty much.
I mean, I like a good radiation dose too. So
there you go.
And then Joey, you got your coffee first. So Chris, how was your nerve?
Oh, hey,
I'm gonna have to figure out a system now.
Well,
we don't show at the same time, so you just have to remember.
So I finished Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
Oh, you actually watched?
I still have only watched one episode.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's entertaining. And I'm gonna say there's no big twist in it, really. You find out who one character is who they never had revealed, and it was like
Pushnikins.
So it was.
All along.
Actually, it was a new character named Three Tubes. No, it was fine. I mean, I thought Jude Law did a good job in it. They really never explain his story at all. Like, why do you kind of have the Force and can wield a lightsaber pretty good?
I haven't watched the show, but I haven't seen like the Star Wars fans tearing at the door. So I was guessing that it was at least fine.
Well, everybody I've talked to has enjoyed it. I have anybody say, it's been a slog to get through or anything. And they're pretty short. I mean, like 30-minute legit episode. There's none of that like, this episode is going to be 112 minutes.
Right.
They're pretty much like, but it shows like 45, but they show credits for every country that Belter Creole's made 12 more. So I thought that was pretty good.
You're like, it's available in Malaysia now, I guess.
So that's an interesting question. At what point is it worth making something if it's not going to contribute to the whole story?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, you're right.
That's
You're
been a question
right.
a long time ago. There's a lot of stuff.
But
Making stuff just to make stuff.
Still a fair one.
Well, I mean,
but like we can control it, and the royal we, right? Like we just don't watch it if it's not.
Bro, that's what I've been saying for fucking years.
That's what's
you
happened.
vote with your wallet, you vote with your attention span, but people don't. Like, there are a lot of things that shouldn't exist that do because people fucking perpetuate it.
Yeah.
Like Big Brother, wherever the fuck reality bullshit show, housewife.
You're the biggest
crap.
reality TV show fan that I know.
Am I?
Mm-hmm. You watch a lot of baking offs.
Yeah,
Baking
I'm not talking about
Offs or Surviving.
I mean, that's
Cake
still
Wars.
Not in Survivors. I watched
not Survivor, but Surviving.
I pick specific ones I do support. None of the drama bullshit.
I'm just saying that it's
Yeah. But the specific trash shows I'm talking about, we all know what they are.
Yeah.
They exist and they continue to exist, showing the lives of trash humans.
Yeah, but
because
I think a lot of people like that shit.
that's what I'm saying.
They love
That's
it.
what I'm
They
saying.
love it. That's
it's
why
not
you have
necessarily a good fucking
Housewives
thing.
of fucking everywhere.
Yeah, so it's not a good thing, but it exists because people want it, just like these
And
fucking
it's
things
all-
that nobody
and look,
fucking asked for.
All it is
but-
underpaid.
Yeah, but these aren't doing exceptionally well.
Hang on,
Are
are
they
we
not?
talking about shitty reality shows or Star
not.
Wars?
No, I'm comparing them to Star Wars because he's saying how if you just stop the royal
Yeah.
we
Like
can
the
stop
acolyte,
this.
the acolyte failed,
But
like
but
like
There's
financially
got a reason they keep making it.
failed. financially failed.
So why they keep making it?
Because I think that they don't know how to let that brand sit. I think they're afraid that letting the brand sit,
People will forget.
people will forget.
There's so
it.
much.
and
there's so
I
much
think
now.
they're wrong. I think that
Just
the
gonna be good
the
stuff.
most excited that we've ever been for Star Wars is Episode 1
Mm-hmm.
and Episode 7. After we had a long break.
Yeah.
But I think that Disney is like, fuck. Like how we need people to stay consistently invested.
Well, they want the continual revenue. If you let something sit, you're not necessarily. Well, you are collecting revenue. I don't think they see it. Like people still buy shit.
I would love to see the streaming places don't really publish their numbers, but they will publish like top 10 stuff and Acolyte I think was only in the first week and then was never in again.
Yeah, so I had to look for it on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
it wasn't on the crawl.
I would love if one day we get to see behind the curtain and look at numbers and then we could be like, oh my God,
Nobody watched this.
yeah, like the
Nobody.
Kardashians
So,
season 10 did
episode
better than
1
the
is-
Acolyte season 1.
But here's something to keep in mind. If you go to Disney Plus now, it's basically Hulu and Disney Plus have combined.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, you have Keeping Up with Whompstever and
Who's that?
Where's the reality shows like I used to date Kanye? All those crazy bitches in one house. Could you imagine?
yeah.
And I don't want to. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But people do, and they will watch it.
The data that would be cool would be if you take a series. Like I feel like episode 1 and 2 is always going to be good, right? Because they hype it up. People are like, oh, I'll give it a shot.
Not necessarily, but I hear you.
But the interesting thing is like how many people didn't finish watching the series.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
drop
like
off.
the
Yeah.
Because like,
But
YouTube cares about that. YouTube, when they don't just track the view, they track how long to watch for. Yeah.
Retention. Yeah. Like it's a thing. And I think you could probably compare almost probably all shows with a few given gems to the average YouTube video where it's,
yeah.
and for an audio platform that was probably very successful to all the viewers.
But people will watch anything though. There are people who are out there who's like, I'll watch it because it is X Star Wars. I'll watch it.
Well, and
I don't
there's
like it, but I watch it.
I mean,
so like
you take somebody like me that, like I keep saying at work, I can consume content for when I'm at work. And I don't always enjoy what's on, but
Yeah.
it's better than listening to the fucking shit that's happening in my own head.
I mean, that's why I do YouTube a lot, just like other stuff.
And I think that so like Star Wars, right? Like I have not enjoyed. I enjoyed Andor. I enjoyed Clone Wars, the final season. I enjoyed Rebels well enough, and I haven't really enjoyed anything else since 9. I think the shorts, Tales of
didn't like 9.
Tales of the Jedi. Yeah, I didn't like
8.
from 9 on.
Yeah.
But I watch it, but I don't watch it just because it's Star Wars, especially at this point. I watch it just to talk about it here, because otherwise, like, I mean, it feels like work now. I'm like, all right, I'm watching this for when I go to work,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, at the end of the day, don't do that because if you don't watch it, who fucking cares? I mean, I know.
Well, I think it makes for good discussion.
We have plenty to talk
I
about.
stopped a while ago. Like,
And I honestly, I'll be
we
honest
do
with
have
you.
plenty to talk
I would
about.
rather,
So-
I would rather you explain a documentary about Dalmatian breeding than listen to you bitch about Star Wars. Cards on the table.
Yeah, but how do you know I'll bitch about it if I don't watch it?
Because I've fucking known you for almost 10 years,
But
bro.
what about Andor?
It's been a while.
Yeah, okay, there's outliers.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
But
it's
you
like you
know
never
you're gonna
know.
watch that. You knew because of what the story was and how good Rogue One was.
So,
It
but
was going to be.
But I thought
at least
I thought that
passable.
was going to be the same thing with Mandalorian season 2. Like you gotta like it's like you gotta try the cheesecake.
Right.
Well-
Well, you do the 3 on 3 off thing still. You
Yeah.
you just gotta cut it off at some point.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
and stop
Maybe that's
slogging
fair.
through it
Maybe that's fair.
because that's
Yeah.
your own rule.
Yeah.
Watch Squid Game season 2.
Oh, how was that? I haven't.
First 3 episodes were a bear to get through. Like we almost cut it off because you don't actually get to the games until I think he's either halfway through 3 or 4. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't remember a whole bunch. I remember the overall arcing premises of it, but
there was the
I
underlying
didn't remember
story
much
too,
of
yeah.
the character development, and I was a little lost to be honest at first. But once I figured out who's who, what's what, and how they got there, it was good. We get perspective from people that are in the pink jumpsuits as
Okay.
well as, and the exact same things happen.
Yeah.
There's a big twist pretty much from the beginning about the game. I won't go into it in case anybody wants to watch, but and it ends on a cliffhanger, Joey. Just to let you know.
No, I decided at the end of season 1 that I wasn't going to watch season 2. I enjoyed season 1. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed season 1.
Yeah.
But the very last scene made me not want to watch it again. Like the guy going back, I'm just like, this makes no fucking sense. and like I just like,
Well,
you know what? Once
yeah.
like something clicks in my head, I'm done with it, and
I got
that
you.
made me done
Just-
with it.
It does explain the whole play here.
Yeah,
But there's one
season one was pretty
thing.
good, so I imagine
that I
season
think
two
about it,
people would enjoy.
Another thing about it, there's one. What the fuck is happening?
Nothing. He saw me.
Y'all got the giggles
No, yeah,
over
because
here.
I
Are
was
you giving me the
thinking about
side
and I was thinking about interjecting with something, and then I was like, oh, I don't know if it's a good idea or not. So I let it go, and he just happened to see the whole thing happen on my face.
That's funny.
I watched. I just, last week I talked about it, but I watched the Dune show, and it's fucking great.
Yeah.
I
was gonna watch that too.
So I don't think it's a cliffhanger. I don't, but capital T think, because sometimes I don't know where that line
With
is.
me, yeah. I just need an arc to be over.
Yeah.
Like it.
Do you need all the arcs to be over?
No.
Okay.
Like,
there are.
I don't want
know.
want something to end in the middle of a completely unresolved thing.
There are completed arcs.
Yeah, so like at the end, if you bring up something that might be happening in the future, cool. But like if something is currently happening and we're just not going to talk about it and we just stop, that's a problem.
You know what? It's worth it for me. It's a social experiment because you don't watch it anymore from that.
Yeah, I actually have quite a few things on my docket that I do want to watch.
But I loved it.
That's one thing
I watched it all in 2 days. Couldn't stop watching it.
So you did watch something good?
Yeah, but that was the last.
Yeah, but I mean, there are good things that you still enjoy. You haven't completely sworn off things.
Yeah, it's that first word. There are good things that I still enjoy.
Oh gosh. So I think I mentioned it. Joey came by one day over holiday break and helped me set up mods.
How's that going?
So I started on Cyberpunk, of course.
Yeah, well, I had to download a lot, like fucking gigs of shit for him.
And you remember?
was a few hours.
Do you remember the one thing that kept fucking up? Do you remember what the topic was of that one that wouldn't load?
Was it the flying guy?
It's time skip.
Time skip. Yeah. It kept coming up.
The first time I time skipped, the fucking game locked up.
It crashed.
But then I've done it since, and it hasn't. So I don't know if it just had to
fixed
get
itself.
that out of its. It
Just needed to shoehorn one
Yeah.
time, and now
So-
it's.
Sometimes it's like that.
So-
You just jam that square peg in the round
That's
hole
it, man.
one time, it will
Hey,
always fit after that.
Hey, I've got a Dremel.
It goes in the triangle hole.
So,
Do you know what I'm talking about? That lady. It's like
Yeah.
an old viral video. That lady, like there's a person putting like different shapes inside the thing, and he's got all like the little pegs sitting to the right, and then there's clearly shapes for each peg. And he's like, "Where does the square go?" And then like there's a cut screen with this viewer watching. She's like, "In the square hole." He's like, "That's right, in the square hole." Where does the rectangle go? And she's like, in the rectangle hole. He's like, "That's right, in the square hole." Where does the circle go? She's like, in the square hole. I mean, in the circle hole. He's like, "That's right, in the square hole." And like everything fits in. And she's like, she's getting more and more like distressed.
That's
She's
funny.
watching.
That's funny. Yeah, so I started a new game plus, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to do this.
Is everything working out? It's pretty smooth so far with all the mods?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. I haven't.
You just need a new graphics card.
Yeah, there was one time when I loaded it, it was like the brightness was turned all the way up, but none of the settings were. It was like daytime, and I was squinting. It was like I needed sunglasses
You
in
can play it on
game.
Bobby's.
Oh, nice. So what you're saying is when you set up the game and it says click to the logos, barely the Bobby's is like neon orange over there.
Yes.
Now I
Okay.
want to see what's going on. These motherfuckers spend $1,000 TV to not see shit.
That's funny.
Like, it's not dark. They're in a cave and there's a fucking flashlight right on them.
You know, there's a Best Boy grip somewhere saying, "Why the fuck did I stand there for 4 fucking hours?" And this motherfucker's got his resolution all
why the
fucked
fuck
up.
is that shit so dark? And then another thing, like the sound on everything these days. And I'm not I'm an old man, but it's not because I'm an old man. And I'll tell you why. I put in a movie or a show or whatever, and we watch it, and I'm like, man, fuck, turn it up. And I'm looking at the numbers on the left side of the screen. I'm like, God damn, 86, 87. And I'm like, all right, I guess stop there. It's not where I want it to be sound wise, but I mean, I feel
Hey,
weird.
they made it 100 for a reason.
But I feel weird putting it at 98.
They made it 98 for a reason.
So then I turn that off, and then one of my kids' shows comes on, and it plays like it's at 98.
That's true. That's
You know?
true. That's a programming thing.
How's your alarm clock? Are you happy with it?
Yeah, it's
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, it's money. That's
Anything else? Any other technologies failing you? Just want to get out of the way.
And I think,
I know your lawnmower it's out of season, but have you looked at it lately? It might just be giving you a bad vibe.
no, that works because I would put that in the technology.
There you go.
Refrigerator cold enough?
Yeah.
Side note: fuck this snow. God damn it!
Oh, I love snow.
Yeah,
Boy, it's
I do
coming.
too. Except when I need to go outside and do shit, I have, I don't know, 30 diorama pieces that are done and ready to ship, but I can't fucking seal them. So I'm going to build a fucking box and do it in my house and vent it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to have to do.
Why don't you have a spray booth? You should have a spray booth.
It's a long story, Joe, but I don't. I was actually looking, they're making, basically it's like a bounce house with no bottom that you inflate it, and then it's a portable paint booth. And it's vented and
They
everything.
sell portable paint booths, my guy.
I know they do.
Why don't you just get one of those?
Yeah, why don't you
And
check out the green Amazon?
So can I shop? Can I shop?
I don't know, man.
What if the prices were, you could shop one and the prices were locked in 2006 prices? Sorry, the item you're looking for doesn't exist yet.
They're making fun of my Amazon app on my on my television because it hasn't been updated in forever, and the logo is like from like 10 years ago.
It's green. I was worried it wasn't going to play the show.
Yeah, I couldn't keep up. Because the graphics are so real now.
They are.
Sometimes things are not supported anymore. You try to use Windows XP, your shit won't work.
I hear ya.
Except in Joey's basement.
Except, yeah, because I still run XP. That's right.
Oh my goodness. So we talk about buyer's regret. I bought something that was pretty expensive a while back, and it came in actually a couple weeks ago, and I haven't mentioned it. And literally the box it came in, I don't have anywhere to put it, and I don't have anywhere to put it even if I open it. So, Bobby, do you have any interest in buying the HasLab Ghost from me?
I do not.
I mean, the box it's as tall as this table and probably over to the second brick.
You
It's
can
huge.
double your money if you sell it. Probably.
Well, this is my I'm taking that, and I have an extra Dragonfly, and I'm taking that to NJCC into February.
Are you not getting the 4-foot tall Metroplex I keep seeing on my feed?
No, it's
There's multiples.
$1,100 for that. I'm good.
I mean,
It's sold out.
the price is not bad compared to what you pay for $600.
No,
for,
and I get
you know
that,
what I'm saying?
but I mean, you got to have somewhere to put it.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers are going to have it in the bed with them, but
Why not?
Tell me-
you'll
tell-
see.
tell
You'll see
me when
one
I'm telling
disassembled.
lies.
You'll see one disassembled in a DTOF. I'm sure.
Bro, you have 3D tops. You can put the torso in the middle, one arm on each side, and one leg on each. I want to
so
see
if you
it.
scale
I
up a
wanna see it.
5mm port to that size, is it just about right? Do you think? Yeah, there's something wrong with the torso on my. Anyways, speaking of Transformers, probably the most excited I've been for anything in a long time, and it's out for delivery today.
What is it?
It's the New Age Chug Megatron. The one
Oh, yes,
which I'm going to
yes,
get
yes,
to you
yes.
to look at. I'm excited for it. People have been getting them. And I'm like, I don't want to watch any reviews.
Yeah, it has like the
So
Studio
check it out.
Series packaging and everything.
Yeah,
which I thought was
great.
interesting.
That was really cool. So I'm excited for that. It's the first, proper Chug Megatron ever. Really? Well, if Hegemon,
yeah, Hegemon.
that was fine for the time, but
I mean, that was talked 10 years ago at this point, right?
so
Yeah,
A
probably
long time
11.
ago.
I had something happen this past week that I hadn't had happen in a very long time.
Erectile dysfunction?
Nocturnal emission.
Both?
I think there's a medicine for that, and also if I have a crooked dick.
Found a 4-leaf clover. I err on optimism.
I did. I was out there just in the middle of the night just clawing at the snow, Bobby, and I looked down, and there was a 4-leaf clover, and I just pissed all over it. And no, I'm kidding.
They couldn't get hard.
But came in his
Guys,
sleep.
trust me, neither of those is an issue. We can ask around. I won a sneaker raffle
Oh, what the?
for in-person pickup.
Oh, really?
It was with Dick's, actually. God damn it! Why do I have a fucking theme today?
I'm gonna come.
Oh, Bobby, you know that mix I sent you, that song somebody made? That is so good.
It was
You should
good.
try to get that on the board. Don't come. I'm gonna come. He says everybody that came.
What do you win?
So I won the chance to spend my money. So this is how
Lucky
how
dog.
sneaker drops work.
Oh. I'm familiar because I'm in Japanese stuff. Yeah.
Well, sure. So basically, I would use Dick's for example.
Of course you would.
Listen, I'm just going to start saying DSG.
Okay, good.
That's
good.
what's on the little tag nowadays.
So I go on their app and, I enter my size and you basically just confirm that you would want to pick them up where you'd want to pick them up. So I entered and honestly forgot I had done it. And like, hey, you won these shoes. I'm like, well, fuck yeah, that's great. So I go to Dick's to get the shoes and they have them behind the counter. And you just walk up and like, hey, here's my app. Here's my ID. Give me my shoes. And they gave me my shoes and I left. It was wild.
That is
I haven't
wild.
done that since, I'm going to say, 2012. So
What
last
did you
time
get?
I said the Black Cat Jordan 3s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love a black sneaker, and they're all black. So can't lose on that one.
Black cat, baby black.
While I was
It's a good song.
in Frederick, the big city, I decided to go. I needed to go to Harbor Freight to get some tools. Well, you know, when you're cleaning 3D prints,
You're like, these pliers only 35 cents?
I wish.
I'll buy 5.
I bought a new vise that's got a telescoping head. I'm really excited about it. It's in a suction grip, so I could vice.
telescopic hand suction grip. I love to hear it.
I could vice right here on Bobby's table.
Yeah, you could.
Any kind of hardware we want. So while I was out at Harbor Freight, I had to go one other store, and you guys know, and I made this joke to one of you, so just play along. You guys know what's the saying that they say in Black Panther? What is
Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, so I found Wakanda Forever. It's at fucking Ollie's. Because the amount of Black Panther toys they have there is astounding.
From the second one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're talking about Marvel Legends all the way up to, did you need a 12-inch Namor, those shitty plastic ones, to play sets. There was a crown, but it didn't stop there. It was Marvel Legends in general, just bananas. You know how much they were? Marvel Legends.
$10.
Were they good and cheap?
Nope.
35?
No, they were less than $10.
$5.
They were 10 with 40% off. So $6.
Wow.
So if you need any Eternals, any of the what else did they have? That, like
the
one
Eternals
of the
didn't fly off the shelf.
no, one of the Ant-Man waves, one of any of that Black Panther. They re-released that first Black Panther wave. They've got all that shit. Oh my gosh, it is overwhelming. Like, you were talking about penetration and how things do, and wow, we have a thing today.
I'm gonna come.
Market penetration.
Even better.
I don't know what's going to happen to all that stuff. I mean, nobody's buying. That's $6. I guess. I don't know what is there a retailer after Ollie's?
Landfill.
So you're saying we're going to start a store called Landfill?
NJCC.
Yeah. Oh. Actually, Marvel Legends
As a
on sale
company,
there.
you take all this shit, you put it in a box, and you write tax write-off.
No, that's probably what
And then you put it in landfill.
That's probably what happened to
Or
it.
Goodwill, one or the other.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
good for the environment, I heard.
Oh, yeah.
Right next to those ET video games.
So my wife had surgery this week, and boy, are my arms tired. That doesn't work. At Anne Arundel
Medical?
Medical-
BWMC? Or
It's Anne Arundel. I don't know. It's
off 100?
One of those things.
I think so. No, it's off of 50.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't. Anyways, been there before.
How'd it go?
So she had a hernia repair. She had a hernia repair,
gotcha.
and they had to repair the hernia repair. You ever seen those commercials?
Yes.
Did you
Yeah.
have mesh put in your hernia? And yeah, that was her. I haven't seen the check yet on that, but she had that done. She had some adhesion inside that was causing some pain. They fixed her all up. She walked in the house today
Oh, amazing.
by herself. So
Nice.
that's a big step. I'm on fire today, man. But she's home.
Or a series of small ones, but
Either way,
Yeah.
you get there either way. You get there either way. It sounds like next week it's going to be brick, as they say, like 1 or 2, like single digits. And I'm really glad I don't have to really go anywhere because I don't like it.
yeah. Or if you're somewhere warm, it'd be probably all right.
Yeah, it would be.
I mean, you can have your whole city on fire for a while. Would you rather have that?
I would not.
No, I'm good on that.
Yeah, so-
That
some
shit is crazy.
That's some
No, it's just
horrifying
fine with
shit.
me.
That shit looks insane.
Did you hear the craziest thing I heard about that was that fire trucks had come from other states and they were making them do a DOT before they would let them go
I've
work.
heard that too, but I
That's false.
It is false. Okay.
I heard that too.
I heard
though.
that. Well, the reason one of my coworkers told me that, which he leans a certain way, so I kind of figured
Right,
that.
right.
And then I also heard it from 2 other places, but that doesn't mean they all heard it from the same wrong
Yeah,
person.
so apparently when a jurisdiction requests aid like that, where it's going to be covered by FEMA, they have to do like just an inspection form on it so that any damage that happens to the vehicle while it's out there can be covered. So that like Maryland can't send like their oldest beat up
clunkers.
clunkers out there and be like and be like, hey, like you guys fucked this up while I was out here, and now you owe us all these.
Right,
And they
yeah.
get, like brand new stuff.
I was
So
watching
we're going to
this-
send this 1979 Pierce fire engine that hasn't ran in 3 years. We put spark
Replace
plugs
it.
in it.
I was
Replace it
watching
with a
this
brand new
video where
one.
they were talking about like I guess like people were trying to get out and traffic or whatever, like movie shit couldn't all
of course not.
gridlock.
Yeah.
So they like got out of there, like abandoned their cars,
Yeah.
but then like the fire department like couldn't get
Use a bulldozer.
to the fire.
They just
So they
fucking-
brought in all these bulldozers to like bulldoze these cars out of the way.
Yeah.
And then like so they just,
Apocalyptic.
yeah, it's
There was
crazy.
another one where they were using that looked like handbags,
Yeah. I saw that too.
where they were like filling up water from like the side of the fire truck, not using a hose or anything, and they're running over and dumping what
It's right over there. Yeah.
dumping what looked like women's purses full of water
saw that.
on the.
And then there's like the lady giving her commentary. She's like, "What in the hell?
He's like, they don't have a hose. They're just
That's
using
Los
handbags.
Angeles
I
Fire
watched
Department."
I watched a video of this family who they saved their house by using their fucking pool pump and a hose and kept everything, just literally stood out there on shifts and kept watering kept everything watered and tried to save a couple neighbors' houses and
I have a hot take on this shit, but I probably should just let it go.
It's
You
too hot.
didn't really say hot take, did you?
boy, we are full of puns today. Say we're punishing.
Well, I'm interested to hear your hot take because I enjoy your hot takes, but we're also fighting the clock today. Do you have is it a quick hot take? Like a flash in the pan?
Hey, listen, it's over before you know what happened.
You know how people talk shit about people living in Hurricane Valley, and then the shit gets thrown up, and like it's like whatever. But the people living in Hurricane Valley usually can't afford to move out of Hurricane Valley.
Right.
Yeah, mountains
The
are
LA
cheap.
mountains are very expensive to live in.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
kind of choose to live there.
That's why a lot
Yes, but
of
it's-
celebrities lost
And
their
also,
houses.
it catches on fire every year. I was literally in LA 6-7 years ago to visit my friend. The mountain was on fire while we were driving down. I'm like, Joe, the shit is on fire. It's like, oh yeah, that happens all the time. So when you live in a place where that is normal, I know people died and stuff, but I just can't bring myself to feel that bad.
Well, so for me, it's because it's not
That's why it's a hot take.
because it's not just the super wealthy because
I
they burn through
understand.
regular neighborhoods.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I don't know how it's all going to shake out, you know, but I don't really see lost life period.
Yeah, I don't either.
But
just-
when I think of that area and I have sympathy, I'm not thinking of the people that watched it from their New York loft.
Yes,
you know,
no,
I'm thinking of
for
the
sure.
people that live
For sure.
the day to day that now can't even go to ShopRite because that's not even there anymore.
But in general, you're living in a place where fire is normal. You can see the fire every
Yeah.
year. Like you can look and see, and sometimes you have to leave your house because the smoke gets to you,
Yeah.
even though the fire doesn't get to you. Every year, just about, or there's a drought almost every year, and there's an earthquake every year. But you're like, oh, the weather's so good, I'm gonna live here.
I don't think, but I mean, some people I don't think.
Some
that's
people,
right,
not,
right, yeah.
but you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of people I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like,
But I
you
don't think-
chose to live in the
I don't
desert
think
and
a-
then make fucking golf courses on it. I don't know what to tell you, man.
But I don't think the people, like the American
That's what- yeah.
people as a whole, are like thinking of them when they're sending their sympathies.
No,
and, you know,
for sure. But like, you know me, I'm just a fucking asshole. So I think about things. Like
you're
that.
not. But I know you like the LARPers one.
I mean, like, people don't think that when they see a fire, they don't. Oh, fuck those guys.
No, I think a lot of people do. I
Do
think,
they?
yeah,
Okay, 'cause I don't-
well,
well, they don't
specifically
voice it like
when
I do, I guess.
when they see Paris Hilton
Oh.
crying online, I think they're like, oh, well, just how about we just pick up the other one then?
Yeah. I,
You know, but
I don't even see who's.
But
like,
I think
just know
most
of the
people when
situation.
they're just thinking about the common regular, the average Joe, you might say.
The fire rises.
the people who can't leave is
Yeah.
what I understand.
Yeah.
Did all the thoughts and prayers get there that we've been
Yeah,
sending?
they have.
Oh, the,
And-
my,
and the-
the
and
likes
the-
and shares.
likes and shares as
Actually,
well.
they stopped the truck at the border because it had oranges from Florida in it.
I
Yeah,
hate
sorry.
when that happens.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been sending them this whole time.
I know,
and
me
I just
too.
want to try to do my part.
And I think it's bullshit when companies ask me to give them money to donate.
I've been saying that. I was saying that
don't-
last time I was
your
here.
tax write-off. And especially if it's, Safeway is the worst. It'll say, "Would you like to donate money to sick kids?" It's very vague. I'm like,
You're just gonna have to put your foot on his face. You can take that, take your money out. Sorry, the change is gonna come out of the starving boy's mouth. Just take your change out of the starving. Oh no, he's holding on to it. He's a hungry one. Put your foot on his face and then pull the money out of his mouth with both
I'm
hands.
just like, what was your profit margin last quarter? Oh yeah. Well, would you like to donate some? You fucking asshole.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, but it's not even about the donation. It's about the write-off.
Yeah, but don't fucking ask. Don't fucking ask me to give money
It's a
when you
hustle.
have all the fucking money.
It's a hustle.
It's a hustle.
I get mad. I'm sorry, but I get mad about this kind of thing. He's like looking at me like I'm a crazy person. They're used to this, but I just get mad about this
Can't
kind of
knock the
thing.
hustle. Like, it's all the game.
Hey, Joey, how was your nerd week?
Oh, it's just been a fucking month. I watched a lot of bullshit. Not necessarily bullshit. I watched stuff.
Well,
When did you want to?
82% bullshit.
Thanks for asking. I watch bullshit.
I'm an aggressive person. I'm sorry.
An aggressive viewer.
When do you want to take my car for a ride? Pinkerton.
Fuck. Soon? I can't do it today.
Yeah, I've already put like 1,200 miles on it.
What do you think? What's your?
I fucking love it. It's got the
Everything
the
you
economy,
ordered.
the sports mode, and the fucking extra with the fucking turbo. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself with this thing one day probably.
Watching YouTube videos.
Watching YouTube. I can broadcast my YouTube on the big screen now.
When the emergency crew show up to your like fucked up car and mangled body,
It'll be Bobby
the
Skullface?
YouTube movie's still playing, and they're like, "Oh, of course."
What if it was
Then
you, and then they make a big deal of it? This YouTuber was cause of.
That's what it'll be. Front page news. Bobby Skullface channel causes car wreck.
His ridiculous opinions.
And then they're like,
cause road rage.
Then they're like middle-aged Asian man. People are like, "Oh, it wasn't really the video."
You get a hell of views though.
Yeah. No such thing as bad press, as they say.
But no, it's great. It's double the fucking horsepower.
Can I fit in it?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very adjustable seats. They're not.
Can
It's
you
not
adjust the
comfortable
bolsters?
in the best ways. It's
Can you
very
adjust the
uncomfortable.
bolsters?
No, I'm not sure. I haven't tried.
I tried that. I was in the Jeep Grand Cherokee that had the bolsters, so you could turn the sides of the seats. And
Very grand.
It was very grand and very, very good for big guys that don't fit in tight buckets.
Yeah, it's got sports suspension, so like I think most people don't actually like to ride like this, but I do. I miss driving a sports car. You feel every fucking bump on the road. Every
so it
fucking
has
pebble
like a
is just
sports, tightens everything up.
yeah, everything.
And
tight.
unlike the real Palisades, my wife's Palisade is working out quite nicely. at the
Oh,
moment.
Nice.
Yeah,
You liking it?
I'm loving it.
What color did you get?
White.
Nice.
I think it was what was available. Like it was like one of those things. But if it was fucking purple, we'd have a fucking purple one because it was just the money.
Joey, tell people what kind of car you got in case they're curious.
A WRX 2024, blue with red trims, which is not the best idea because it stands out, and that's how you get tickets. But you know, it's already a bright electric blue. So
Is it a STI?
no, they're not mixing it STI again till next year.
Oh.
I got STI parts in it, but it's not STI.
With gold wheels?
I wish. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them.
them
Dude, I'm already looking at a whale tail for that motherfucker.
Yes. That's funny. We were behind on the way back today. We were behind I don't know what it was, a Camry Sport that had all that. I'm like, you're going to buy something like that and you buy a fucking Camry and strap all that shit. I mean, in the
1990s, the Camry could be.
Well,
You could rice it out.
Right, but it was a newer Camry. And they come like this. It's got this ridiculous spoiler on the back and the ground effects kit.
Is that because it comes so moist you have to add rice?
Yeah, try it doesn't make sure it works.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's a good one. You don't have that China guy on the board anymore, do you?
China guy. That sounds racist.
No, I don't think.
But yeah, I got
Fellow from
they didn't
China.
install the first because it was red. They were like, "Are you sure you want to? Is this? Do you order the right parts? It's red ground effects on your blue car." I'm like, "Yeah, bruh, sporty."
Sporty.
I love it.
Sporty rice.
Sporty rice.
Instead of Sporty Spice, Sporty Rice.
Ricey spice.
Are you going to get some kind of stuffed animal to hang off your exhaust pipe?
What if they had a Asian fucking spice girl called Ricey Spice? Would that be all right?
Rice Spice.
That's
Rice Spice.
what is
You should tell the K-pop managers to do that.
what is the most stereotypical Asian thing for a car?
For a
Like
That's a lot of things. I don't
is
know.
it like
As a whole look.
Yeah.
You look at it and you're like, oh, that's rice.
Yeah, but not only
No,
but
I'm
not
not
only
talking about
Asians
just
are
that.
into that.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Oh, just regular Asian?
Yeah, like
Wrong side of the road.
Toyota Corolla? Is that probably Toyota Corolla?
It's a huge vehicle, but it's a little Asian lady in
50
there.
50 miles an hour.
Corolla can go a couple different ways.
I know.
Turning right from the left lane.
Turn left now.
Good luck, everybody else.
But this car does make me drive like an asshole because I don't know, man.
It makes you drive like an
It
asshole.
does because it gives you the capability when you can't do certain things, you just won't because you can't. But when you can do things, you just like, oh, I can just do.
I think mostly what you're saying is you have very excellent throttle response.
Oh,
Because in most, even my car or the Volkswagen has a sport mode, but it's still, it's like you press the gas and it says,
No, this gets loud. It sounds good.
okay,
All right.
fine, we can change lanes.
I'm coming.
Jeez, hold your horses.
I'm gonna come.
Very speaking of stereotypes, one super white stereotype I'm guilty of is a lot of times if like the microwave beeper goes off and then like it beeps because you haven't opened the door yet.
Yeah.
You know, like continuous beep. I'll hit it with the I'm coming. All right. I hear you.
I always try to open the door before it ends because I don't want to hear it beep.
Yeah, I don't either.
Same with the toaster. I try to cut it off before.
Is there a way to silence all that stuff? Because like I cook food at night when people are asleep, and the toasters are. I don't want to. So I just stand there and just try to unplug it as soon as it gets done.
Yeah.
But ours
That's
even
wild.
ours even beeps when you fucking turn it on.
This
It's like motherfucker, I know you're working. The lights on. Relax.
There's probably a setting on that bitch you're not getting into.
Like hold down toast shade and
Yes, toast shade.
No, I'm just glad I didn't have to download an app to
exactly.
turn it on like
You
I
gotta-
did my coffee
Then you
pot.
have to get an authenticator to go with it, and you
Yeah.
can sync your
Yes.
contacts so your
Yes.
fucking toaster can make a phone call while you're fucking making a goddamn bagel.
All right, in 5 years.
bagel.
Where is the
Bagel.
technology in 5 years, Bobby? That's where it's at.
I don't know why I have anxiety about the amount of time I'm now thinking you spend resetting the clock on your microwave. Like, just unplug it.
No. I'm talking about the toaster. The toaster, bro. Oh no.
He's getting stressed out.
He's in there like oh, it's fucking 2. Oh my god, I got to go all the way back up past 0 to get back to 38.
Or you can leave it at the 0 blinking forever.
Oh,
That's
no. Who
worst.
can handle that?
It's the
It's
worst.
fucking sociopath that can let the fucking the smoke detector go on forever.
Well, what I will do
Bro,
is
it
I don't.
drives me nuts when I
That's
answer
a
the phone call and I hear that
I
different
don't
shit.
change the car in the clock in my car.
The 1 hour back and forth.
Yeah, I'm always just like I'm gonna feel extra. I'm gonna feel like the pressure's on today. I get in the car and I'm like I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna be late, but I'm still the same time.
You know what's great during the pandemic? Like I think towards the end of the pandemic, when I started traveling again, you could tell like, this hotel has daylight savings times, and that was like 4 months ago. Like nobody's been in this room in a very long time.
Yeah.
Or they don't use the clock.
I don't know. It's weird. You think the housekeeping would be responsible for changing that? But.
What else you got, Joey?
Yeah, that's it. Just car. And it's fucking spent a lot of money in both ways. One, I'm on track to pay my house off sometime in my 44s. I'm 43 right now.
Fuck yeah,
Nice.
dude.
Like,
That's awesome.
might be as early as like end of this year, beginning of next year. Because like Krista's making good money now, and she's like has a big chunk, and she's like, I'm gonna throw in this chunk, and then we can just get it done. I'm like, all right,
Wow.
Fuck yeah, dude.
which will take a whole year off, which would be amazing.
That's awesome.
That's awesome that you
I mean,
can
I
be
just
able to do that.
worry about paying taxes every year. And
I hear that's
easy.
not financially beneficial.
It is. I don't know. I don't. People say that. I don't understand why.
Because a certain amount of loan, the interest you pay is deductible.
Yeah, but like if you
So if you were to take that money that you would have spent on that and then invest it, you can make more than that back.
I don't invest, first of all. Second of all, if you just look at if you calculate the compound interest of what you're paying for the next 30 years of you own that loan, that's a lot. You're paying $1 million for your $500 house, if not more.
Right. No, I'm not saying. I'm
just saying, like, if you take in the compound interest in mind, and I don't do stock market because I don't, I vote with my wallet. I don't believe in the stock market to exist. So, yeah, like it just doesn't make sense for me to giving the bank money every month for free. Like they take it and that's it. I'm paying them for the loan.
Yeah.
Right. Interest does nothing for me.
Yeah.
That's giving money. So I'm not giving my money away anymore. I'm minimizing what money I'm giving away. Because like the first 10 years of your loan, you're actually paying barely anything on principal. After 10 years, your house is barely paid at all. But like because of compound interest.
No, I'm not saying that you should be at that point of your mortgage paying majority interest, but keeping it at a point where just at that taxable.
Yeah, I don't know what the number is, like where you're, like, I don't know what because I'd have to.
Because I just look
I have
at
to know, but like, so that you subtract what you're paying in interest off of your salary for taxable income at the end of the year.
And, and it helps you overall because now you're paying, that reduces all of your.
Well, this is a live experiment, guys.
Yeah, I'm anxious
Joey
to see
files
how it shakes out.
2020
because it's like
six
like,
taxes in
so
2027.
If you pay $10,000 in loan interest a year, right? But that's 10,000 minus your income drops you into a different tax bracket. but then if the federal government says, okay, well, now you're making this amount of money and now you're getting taxed at this bracket, and then you have to pay $40,000 in taxes, it's a $30,000 loss.
I will have to. I have to say.
I just don't
but
know.
I'm
I don't
looking
know.
at
There's a
calculator
Yeah, because
on
I look at straight
yeah.
numbers, and there's two things. I'm looking at straight numbers. I'm like, mortgage is $2,000, so I'm paying $24,000 a year.
Yeah.
Taxes is about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Right. So that's close to $20,000 a year. I'm not paying.
Right.
For free.
Right. So
Right.
like, yeah.
So if I pay, and I also believe in taxes. So I don't believe in where the taxes go.
Right.
But like,
No, I mean, I think
or being double taxed. That's another thing. But
yeah,
taxes,
I like the idea of taxes as well.
if I owe money, I owe money. That's how I look at it.
That's just weird.
Well, no, you're gonna owe
flat
money,
tax.
but,
Regardless,
but like I mean, I just mean it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't
And
know.
I'm
I don't,
looking,
and,
like, and I
and
said-
there's always like a magic number.
And two,
you know, and I don't know.
two
what this-
is I can say that's my house.
yeah.
That's one thing. I'm like, I hate owing money regardless what it is. My car is paid off.
Mm.
I bought that shit outright.
yeah, dude.
I don't want to owe nobody money. And when I say I'm going home to my house, that's what I mean. I'm not going home to the bank's house. That's how I feel about it. But I'm weird. I know
You
I'm
have
weird.
bankers living with you?
I think they're leering over me as I sleep.
They're outside doing this all day, tapping their watch.
And then
Joey, payments due.
and then I spent $10,000 on statues.
Wow.
That I'm not going to get
the
to
Final Fantasy ones.
The Final Fantasy. I'm probably going to be more because I'm sure they're going to drop more. So
What company's doing them?
Prime 1.
Hell yeah.
Which I fucking love.
Yeah, good stuff.
I'm buying it through Sideshow, which will get me some fucking
You get some
reward
points.
Nice.
I mean, they do come in handy. I've gotten enough points to get some stuff I want. in
They
the
do,
past.
but I'm also at a point now where I'm like, man, like
I haven't.
I don't want to
anything
get
from them in years.
yeah, like I don't want to get stuck with a bunch of because like it's coming down the home stretch for me, and I don't want to get stuck with a bunch of like bullshit. You know what I mean? I'll where I'll feel obligated to buy something. You know, I'll have like
just use the point-
$300 in points.
Just use the
and-
points to buy a gift.
Right.
You don't have to. You
Yeah,
don't
that's
have to
true.
buy for yourself.
Yeah,
buddy.
that's true. That's true.
Think
That's
of other
true.
people.
That's true.
Buy
That's
art.
true.
Think of
That's
the
fair.
children.
That's
and,
fair.
and you can always buy art there too.
That's true too. That's true.
Bobby can make his own art. He says, "Fuck you."
right.
No, I would never look at my own art. I can't stand that my wife put it in the goddamn bathroom. It drives me nuts. I've got her to take 2 of them off. That's why I have E.T. and fucking Lionel Richie's up there.
But they don't come to 2026, so that's a bummer.
So you'll have your house paid off around the time your statues come.
yeah, and
Big-
now I have
big
to
celebration.
Now I have to make room for them because they're big. It's 3
Well,
quarter scale statues.
You'll be able
one
to
with a giant
you'll,
fucking wing.
You'll be able to buy $20,000 worth of Maji cases. It's all going to work out, Joey.
You might be
Your
right.
plan.
Well, all my
is-
money's going. Yeah,
is pretty
exactly. All my
watertight.
money's going to be for me to spend on whatever the fuck
That's
I want
right.
to spend it on.
That's right.
And what am I watching? I watched Dexter season 1 through 7.1 so far.
Wow.
So I just finished season 7, episode 1.
You ever seen it before?
That's very
No.
un-Joey of you.
No, it's a murder show.
Yeah, but it's like it is a murder show.
Murder mystery,
And it's
kind
been-
of.
But it's also like
And suspense.
I feel like it's the type of like trendy, successful show that you tend to like scoff
Way
at.
past. It was.
Yeah,
It's like 15-year show.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't watch it at the time.
yeah.
I don't like to be hyped up for something that's not great. I like to be.
Joey,
watch
what
something
did you
that's done.
think of the last season from the original?
I won't say. I'm not there yet. There's 8 seasons of Dexter.
Oh,
I just started season
there's 8
7.
on whatever it was, HBO.
HBO back.
Whatever.
Showtime.
Because I know there's
No,
like
it was
spin-offs.
Showtime, yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm in on a spin-off. I'm liking the show a lot so far.
No, there's some sort of remake or sequel
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, there's a
that's coming out
prequel,
soon.
there's a spin-off, and then there's something else.
There's a sequel, a prequel, and a spinoff at the same time, but they're not going to tell you any timelines. You just have to figure it out. And those 2 characters from the past and the future cross over. Mm-hmm. I'm kidding. I know nothing.
The fence guys upstairs.
All right, continue, Joey. And if it just hit stop on here,
Okay.
But so you've seen Dexter.
Yeah.
Have you seen Dexter?
I have not, but I'm very aware of Dexter. I've
Yeah,
not
everyone
seen
is-
it.
I think
I mean,
everyone's been
I was in
aware
the
of it.
film industry at a time where people would actually come and rent 7 DVDs at once.
Wow, is that
and pick 'em.
old?
Yeah,
Dude, you know the interesting
2008,
part
7,
is
8.
the interesting part of watching this, binge watching this back to back of 7 years worth of show right in the 2010s
Yeah,
is watching the evolution of technology.
it truly is.
You can watch it like season
Yeah.
1 they're on flip phones using cameras, and like at season 7 they're now starting to like Google things a lot.
Yeah.
Not smartphone yet.
Can they
still.
enhance? Can they enhance?
Not
enhance?
yet. They're not using smartphones yet. They're still using, but flip phones are better. They're starting to take pictures with the flip phones. They're starting to text. They weren't texting in season 1.
Who is your
They were
favorite?
using pagers in season 1.
So that's interesting. Like when I
So
watched
like it's really like
The Wire, it's the same thing. right? They evolve
Yeah,
from...
but they try to go back in technology on The Wire,
Right.
which is kind of interesting too.
I'm surprised.
yeah.
I'm surprised beepers haven't made a comeback in some capacity. Or maybe they haven't. I just don't know about it.
Who was your favorite bad guy so far?
Bad guy or an antagonist?
I mean,
Just say.
I thought Dexter was a bad guy.
Because
He's-
kind of. That's why I can watch it, because he's not a pure villain, right? Because I can't watch a fucking villain protagonist for the life of me. But this is like, he is a villain, but he's also not quite a villain, and he's struggling to not be. He reminds me of Deadpool, in that sense. It's like, yeah, you are cast in the line of a villain. That is your lot, but you're trying to also kind of fight against it the best you could.
right.
Gotcha.
But it's hard because it's in your nature to be a bad guy.
So there's like the first one was like the ice,
His brother.
the
Yeah.
ice
Yeah.
something killer,
Icebox killer, yeah.
icebox killer,
Which is interesting.
Sounds like a DC villain.
and then
Crazy Eye Killer.
I can't remember
He was in
John
Curb Your
John
Enthusiasm.
Voight's
John Voight.
villain.
John Voight is John Voight Angelina Jolie's dad?
Yeah.
He's not in it yet. I haven't seen him.
Oh, okay.
So he's probably season
Spoiler
8.
alert. Now you know that guy's a villain.
And season 8, yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious who like your antagonist of the season is.
they're not.
Are you enjoying it?
I'm quite enjoying it.
So, what is? How do you? Because I know sometimes you struggle with protagonists.
Yes,
Or
I was just-
did you
I was
have
just-
that? Okay,
no,
then
I was just talking
I'll
about-
listen back. I'll listen.
yeah,
back. Don't worry
no,
about it.
it's just that he's not quite. So he's like the boys on. He's a serial killer who kills killers. Mm-hmm. So that makes it, and he has a code that he was taught, which makes it more or less better for me. And when he does, if he does accidentally kill somebody, he's terribly remorseful over it. So like, and to me, in that sense, it's like
Well, he's not remorseful.
he regretful. He doesn't want to.
He's
do it.
remorseful because he violated the code,
Right.
Not because he killed the person.
But he gets like, he becomes more and more human. That's what another thing I like. Over the 7 seasons, you see he has a character arc, and he dips a little bit back and forth, but he is changing as a person. Like season 1, episode 1, Dexter, and season 7, episode 1, Dexter is not the same person.
Right.
He's had struggles, and he has, because you start off the show, he's like, I am a sociopath with no emotions, and he acts that way. He doesn't understand human feelings, right? But you find out it's something that causes him to be that way, and through interactions with friends and acquaintances and etc. By season 7, he's struggling to be human, and he has emotions. He just doesn't know how to deal with them. and then he has a kid, of course, and the child experience I'll never experience that changes his life.
True
And
happiness.
he's fucking better for it. I want to be a better person because I want to be a better dad. Go fuck yourself.
It makes me want to be a better man.
But no, I'm quite enjoying it. But I'm not sure if I'm in on the other stuff after season 8. I'll watch through season 8 and see what happens. But I'm right at an episode that's like game changing.
Okay.
Last night, but it was bedtime, so. But I changed everything. That's when like Deborah finds out.
oh,
So like
Fucking Deborah,
changes
every
after
time.
7 seasons. Like
what do you think of Deb?
she's chaotic and like a crazy lady.
I know, I
who
kinda
does
like
crazy things. I know people like that. A lot of these people are relatable or understandable. I've met people like these characters. It's like you just can't make the right choice, can you? No matter what people tell you, you're just gonna ask for advice and do the wrong thing. I mean, myself included. You're just gonna ask for the advice and then do the wrong thing anyway, aren't you?
I think we're all guilty
I'm
of that at
excited
some
for you to
point.
finish it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad. We our Venn diagram in this
Is it-
4-circle table is quite good.
Yeah.
In the middle is mayonnaise because it works for everything.
Especially chicken
You
salad.
can buy mayonnaise on Temu, by the way.
What about?
Oh God!
I don't know. It's on there.
Is it so expensive?
Why don't you
normally?
order it? Why don't you order it
the
for the
bloody price of
flavor?
eggs.
It's that Kewpie brand mayonnaise.
Oh no, Kewpie's good. Kewpie's extra good.
Yeah, that's what it
So
is.
that's
I recognize
Is it,
the
is it
brand.
knockoff though? Because Kewpie is good
Oh, it's
shit.
Doopy.
It's Japanese.
It
It's not Chinese.
might have been 2 eyes on the end. Side note: when I was in Kelly's room after recovery, we were just flipping the TV channels, and QVC, I don't remember what that stands for, but the home shopping channel.
Yeah.
They were selling fucking chicken nuggets, and you could finance them 4 easy payments
Wow.
for chicken nuggets.
You can find it in anything nowadays.
That
on
is true.
QVC.
Hey, chicken nuggets for every budget.
Who's coming on QVC looking to buy chicken? You know what? Those old ladies that still order off QVC. Okay.
The people who write checks.
Yeah.
I have people who write checks.
Not the ones that
Crazy.
write that don't write
That's crazy.
rhymes.
I'll still take checks. I guess you have to.
B Diddy said, "Don't worry if I write rhymes. I'll
Take
write
that.
checks."
Take that.
Is it P Diddy? P Diddy says a lot of things.
Free the guy.
Free guy? He's a free guy?
I'm saying he should be free. I think that's my personal opinion.
That he should free him? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Like looking at the charges, I also think he's a scumbag. But I think the charges are bullshit.
I mean, that's what they do, right? You catch Al Capone on fucking tax evasion.
Tax evasion. But if he evaded his taxes, at least that's a viable charge. You know, I think what they're chalking up as, I mean, we've talked about this on here, but I think that what they're talking up is sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Like if I have a bunch of girls that want to go to another state and make money when I'm going to this party.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
As I'm watching these crime shows, and also like real life true crime stuff, this happens. And sometimes this is a gray line, man. What's justice and what's not? What people are okay with morally, some people aren't, some people aren't.
Yeah. Some
people are less like, well, you can't get some of the good things. Sticking with something, fuck them. You know. And I know that's wrong in certain respects, but also feels right sometimes.
In a lot of
Depends on who you
airport
are.
bathrooms now, there are signs that say, "Are you being trafficked?" You might not know it, and it gives are you traveling with someone you don't know that well that paid your way?
And you're like, fuck.
So I'm
My
wondering
kids
if
are
I
like-
just go up to the gate agent and say, "Hey, I think I'm being trafficked. I didn't pay for this trip. Who paid for it? I don't know. I mean, my company paid for it, but my company's trafficking."
Who in your company paid for it? Is that a guy that wrote your
That's
check?
a good question.
You don't
That's
know?
a good question. I don't know.
It
I
could
have
be
my
a woman too.
card's got my name on it, but
That's just true. You're right. My bad. Watch True Detective all 3 seasons.
no shit.
3 seasons or 4 seasons?
Jesus, man.
4 seasons like the hotel.
I watched the first two.
The first one was really good. I
The
quite
first one
enjoyed
was
it.
really good, but I was a little disappointed with the ending. I was just kind of like, this is
A
how
little
it,
bit.
yeah, it was kind
A
of,
little bit.
but
It was
the
okay.
journey was
good.
The journey was great.
Ending wasn't bad. It wasn't as good as the journey.
Yeah, the ending was fine. And then the
Was this
second
kinda left field?
The second one was
Journey?
okay. That had Vince Vaughn in it, right?
I didn't actually no. I didn't watch season. I watched season 1, 3, and 4. Season 2, we dropped after one episode. We didn't care. We didn't care about any of the fucking characters. We didn't care
Yeah,
about the story.
I didn't care for season 2.
Like I thought, what I have right here: great acting, cinematography, atmosphere, music, everything objectively is great. I don't give a shit about it. That's what I wrote for season 2.
All right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And who was the leads in that one?
Vince
Vince
Vaughn.
Vaughn was good, and Colin Farrell, who was also
Really?
great. Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah,
I-
but I just don't care about the story. It's
Disconnected. What's the show?
True Detective.
True Detective. I'm gonna get a new pair. Remind me to get a new pair of headphones.
But season
Can you use your points?
Season 1
I
was
hope
great,
so.
and the Matthew McConaughey character is the most relatable character I've ever seen on anything. Whatever here,
To you?
it's like who took the inside of my brain and then wrapped it in a super cool Matthew McConaughey suit. That's what my comment. His views and his philosophy and all that shit he says, I'm just like, bro, are you reading my brain?
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen True Detective?
Yeah.
Oh, we've watched the same shit.
I've saw
But you know how he's like a fucking
What am I, chopped liver over here?
Hey, we're having a moment, Bobby. Chill out over there.
cynical guy who's like objective in science and just like, this is all fucking dumb. I just haven't killed myself yet because I can't bring myself to do it.
I love that. I love that.
That's
scene.
all I fucking. It's bro.
when
That's
he
me.
tells that woman, he's like, when you get a second, you should kill yourself.
Yeah.
I fucking
I
love
love
that
that. He's he might be my favorite live action character of all time. Is
I remember liking
except
him.
he's me but cool, like and capable.
I saw it.
Dude,
cool,
you're
Joe.
all
I
of
think
them.
you're cool.
Matthew McConaughey is super cool, and he's super capable as like his job. He's like a super awesome detective. Like he just fucking solves shit. Like I'm not putting myself in that shoes. I'm just a personality and beliefs wise.
Yeah, I saw it whenever I watched it when it was coming out. Oh,
Shout out the guys who was like on point
I'm
on
like
time.
a true detective hipster.
I watched it like 8 years later, but it's fine.
Yeah, but I don't remember his character all that specifically. But I remember liking it. It was Woody Harrelson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was
I
also
like their
great.
dynamic and
Yeah, great dynamic.
yeah.
and great like multifaceted characters. Great. Season 3. Only note.
Hey, I like to see you getting into HBO, man. I like that.
Season 3. Good again. That's all I wrote. And then I watched season 4 also with Jodie Foster.
How's that?
Great.
Yeah.
It's 30 Day of Nights. They're in
shit.
Alaska.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
it's
right,
like,
sir. She was a big girl.
No God.
no God, that's
No God. That is great.
that guy's great. That guy's in a lot of American Horror Stories.
Bobby, you won't believe this, but season 4 with Jodie Foster, least favorite of mine.
I'm not a big. She gives me the creeps. I don't know how else to say it. I've never liked her.
She
And maybe it's because of Nell. I'm going to be honest. That might have just stuck with me. where she was that like feral, no pun intended, woman running around in the woods and they find her.
I don't know, but I think that like I have a hard time dealing with seeing her sexually in any regard, similarly to how I have a hard time seeing Natalie Portman sexually.
See, that's not hard for me.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Is it Leon the Professional?
Yeah, seeing her as
Yes,
a kid.
the
yeah.
So I've
Professional,
never seen that film.
The
and
Professional, and Taxi Driver.
Oh yeah,
It's a weird one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's definitely a weird.
but she's like in her 40s.
So you're
now.
saying
Yeah.
me having Olsen Twins posters from movies they made when they were 17 is not cool?
I mean,
'Cause,
no,
you know,
just-
I was in the film industry, so I have a lot of propaganda left over.
propaganda.
That's a good word for it.
Yeah, propaganda. I like that.
I think with The Professional, it's because she's playing a like 12-year-old.
She is a 12-year-old at that point.
Yeah,
may have been.
but, like
Oh, she's like
regardless
a
of
child.
how
Yeah,
old
yeah,
she
she's a
act-
child playing a child.
She's actually portraying a 12-year-old, and they do go through some weird.
Yes.
Yeah. Same with
Sexual
Foster. I
awakening
mean,
kind of
same with Taxi Driver.
stuff.
She's a hooker
Yep.
Yeah.
in Taxi Driver.
So I took her to the boulevard. I'll take care of you. You take care of me. You got a PIMP, and all I want is the money. Anybody know what song that's
I
from?
don't.
One Less Bitch by NWA.
But I do love to hear you recite rap lyrics. It's one of my favorite things.
I try.
You
don't
didn't
have
like
the
the
memory
story
you
of
do.
season 4? I thought there were a lot of good plot twists and turns and like hints of supernatural in it.
That's the part that lost me.
The supernatural part?
Yeah, so like
But it wasn't not like part of like true detective. It hints at supernatural stuff, but like it could all be explained away as like not supernatural at all.
right, so like season 1 was super cool to me because they wanted it to feel supernatural.
Yeah, but it
And
wasn't.
it turns out that it's just people doing weird shit.
Yes, but he does have some kind of weird thing at the end, but we don't know.
Is that some analogy about conspiracy theories, maybe? That
Maybe. But like before
Hey, what happened to those drones, by the
they
way?
kept going down the supernatural route. They
turned them
didn't
off.
actually
job.
explain it.
Some of it, yeah. But at the end, it was all people doing weird shit.
Yeah.
At the end, it was all people. Yeah.
The people. People are doing weird shit.
And-
What are you doing with those sock puppets over there?
And also,
I'm a puppet.
Why are you reenacting?
I'm a puppet.
And lastly, I just had this as a note more. You know, I was talking about Until Dawn, a game that I quite enjoy, story-based game, and they're gonna have a live-action movie on it. So this is the article. The Until Dawn film won't feature the same characters or even the same story as the game is based on. So why is it?
Wait, it's gonna use the world, maybe?
I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
is it backstory then?
No, it has no.
Is it
but
a hard?
apparently-
Is it a hard? Would it be a hard story to tell?
Let's save this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna save this one. I save the link itself.
Yeah, save the link.
But this is just part of the more of the same symptoms or problems we're seeing of things being adapted that we have complained about over the years.
Yes, when we like that sounds like a good discussion to have, and
at some point.
yeah.
But nothing else super important. We can talk about another time.
All right, let me fly through mine real quick, and then we'll get to these questions. So I watched a show called Hacks.
Okay,
HAX or
this is the one with Gene Smart that keeps winning awards. Yes, this is the
Okay,
one.
yes.
The older blonde lady,
Yes.
Gene Smart, she was in a lot of. I think she was on Designing Women.
Maybe I'm not good with names.
That's a good pull.
So it's basically this old kind of washed up comedian, female comedian who has like a residency. It looks like now, like she's at that point in her career.
I guess.
Has like she's floundering.
Yes.
And but she's blonde, so she's floundering. And this agent books this young writer to go out to like put fresh life into her act, and she is kind of like not taking her seriously, and they're having like a trying to figure it out, their relationship and how they're gonna feel, and eventually one will learn something from the other, and the other one will learn. It'll be one of those, but it's okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's something to watch.
How do you feel about comedians having other writers?
I'm glad that was the question you asked.
Same wavelength.
What do you think I was going to ask?
No, doesn't matter. So I think it's an interesting question. I think ultimately I'm okay with it. This in the same way that because I think the trajectory of a comedian, it depends on the comedian's goal. Right. So if your goal is to get into break into Hollywood and shit and be a comedy actor, you're going to be seeing other people's lines. So you might as well learn the skill of making the written word funny. Because I can write a joke for you and you can read it and not be funny.
Right.
And then I could deliver that same joke and have it be funny.
I feel like it's two different category things. Just like musicians who write
also fall down the steps and break your neck,
it's
or
like
it could also be
performer,
really funny.
So you're either a performer or you are a musician or a comedian.
But you can because you can do all of it, right?
That's
it can
Jamie
be
Foxx.
There's so. Most music. You take
Marvin Gaye.
take Black Sabbath, right? Because that's another part of my nerd week.
Mm-hmm.
Ozzy didn't write most of that shit.
Did somebody in the band do?
Yeah, Iommi.
Yeah, somebody in the band.
Yeah, but
not an outside source, right? There's someone in the credits.
But
someone,
could you
no,
name
but
anybody?
that's happened plenty of times.
Could you name anybody other than Ozzy Osbourne? I couldn't. I can't tell you anybody else.
Just Tony Iommi, and only because he's the only one that's been in it the whole time.
No.
But the difference for me is that you're talking about Black Sabbath. You're not talking about Ozzy Osbourne performing something that somebody else. Or you're talking about Black Sabbath
when Black Sabbath
something.
So when Ozzy went solo,
Yeah.
plenty of other people wrote for him that weren't in the band.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that.
Hey, listen, I don't know if you know this, but Garth Brooks doesn't write his songs.
What about Chris Gaines, though?
That's nobody's ever said. It hasn't ever come out. Are you familiar with Chris Gaines?
Yeah.
It's actually Garth Brooks'
Yeah.
real.
And
They said it was an alter ego,
Rock
but Garth is the character. And Chris Gaines is really the man.
It's like Batman.
I just want to know where the bottom
Feliz Navidad.
For Christmas, as a gift several years ago, I got Joey a full print Chris Gaines.
I still wear it. Tank top.
Tank top. He'll wear it over eventually.
It's extremely comfortable.
You ever worn
it's
that?
my favorite.
You ever worn that out?
Yeah, I
Has
don't
anybody
give
ever
a
said
fuck what I wear out.
Has anybody ever said anything about it?
No.
I think
talks to
that,
me.
that would require people to know who Chris Gaines is.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
I think the only thing when it comes I think that honestly the only genre I really give a shit about writing is rap, and only if you want to be the best rapper. If you're a rapper that doesn't care about being the best rapper, you just want to make good rap music
and make
you're
money.
you're working with people and whatever, and you got a vision. I'm cool with somebody else writing for you, but you can't say you're the best rapper. Because
you can't say you're the best comedian if someone wrote for you.
Yes, I would agree with that.
I mean, I think a lot of people have writers' rooms, right?
Yeah.
And let's sit around and write a stand-up bit right now. I mean, the four of us put in on it, and Bobby delivers it.
Well, I mean, it's
weird to
tough
me.
because you have to think if they're writing word for word, then it's just bad for that comedian's long-term career because it's not their voice, and they're going to have a hard time once that writer leaves them. They're going to have a hard time continuing on.
Right, and that's usually not the case.
Now, if it's you sitting around with a group of people talking about funny premises and you as a collective come up with the joke, then it's different, right? That's just you drawing on sources.
But that's you participating. That's not somebody writing for you.
But a lot of times that's what goes on too.
Okay, I mean, that's different. Because that's like having inspiration.
You take who's great about crediting writers is fucking Kanye. So if you're in the studio with Kanye while he's making a record and you're like, hey man, what if you had a little hi-hat just right there? Just right there.
He puts him on as a producer.
He'll put you on as a songwriter.
What about a running hi-hat the whole time?
That.
No.
He'll
That's great.
Yeah, he's
appreciate
known
that.
for it. But I think that
What credits do?
that's another one of those things, right? It's a big discussion for a day with more time. I'll
Most valuable thing in the world.
I'll put it in there. Writing jokes versus music.
I went ahead and made notes for
See,
next
we
week.
don't need to watch bullshit,
through
Bobby,
the-
because we got shit to talk about.
Well,
right.
you're in luck because I didn't watch much bullshit.
Leave that to me.
So So let me tell you the fence drama. So I think the fence is sorted now.
Okay.
As that's what I had to go
And
upstairs.
it
for.
wasn't at one point.
So snowplow.
So I remember yes,
I saw that on your story.
Snowplow hit it, and then they said they're going to come out and fix it. They came out and fixed it. They put I don't know if it's the same pole, but if it wasn't, it was another dented pole in its place, and then the wrong color slat. Next to it,
And they just put it up and left.
and then took the sign of the guy that made my fence off and put their fucking
Oh
sign
my god, that is fucking
Hell no.
all kinds of bad.
So I called the establishment.
Well, at least you had a sign
Now, were
where
you
did the
calling?
number.
Imagine if they didn't leave the fucking
You're
car
not
part.
wrong.
Did
You're
you
not
did
wrong.
you call the sign company or
So
like the
I called
county
both.
or whoever?
So
that
I
did
called
that?
I called the snowplow company
Snowplow
and I
company.
called the fence company. The fence company never returned my call.
Of course.
The snowplow company did return my call within 24 hours. They're like, okay, that's bullshit. They got back to me within another 24 hours. They had somebody out here within 12 hours of that.
Nice.
Then this guy came within 24 hours of that, and now I think it is fixed.
So
But
did
Laura
they
has to give the final
the same
sign-off.
people came and did the
Yes.
correct work?
Yes, and I think it was a different guy. But
And it's good. Some people are responsible at the end of the day, so them being responsive is good.
and he was like, in the fence world, when you fix a fence,
Fence world.
you put your sign up where the previous sign was in fence world. And I was like, well, look, in our world, we're just keeping the original sign on because they put up the 99%
Or
of
you
the
could just not have
put
a
out one
fucking-
pole. You fix
I mean,
one pole.
I'll be honest with you. Like when you bought your car, did they put a dealer little sticker
No,
on
and
it?
I'm
told
with
them
you
not
there.
to.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
I'm with you there
I don't
too.
do that. I don't do the
They
tag.
ask you. They're supposed to ask you.
Yeah.
I'm with you there too. If you're going to put your advertising on my shit, where's my discount?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on top of that, the only problem is they did the fucking fence thing without me knowing the first time.
Yes.
So now I got had these 2 holes in the fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So anyway, fence is sorted. And
Thank God.
Well, it was funny. I was talking to Robert D about it when it all was going down, and he was like, "What did you get? Did you get their insurance? Did you get the cops? Did you get?" And I was like, "No, man. Like, I just took I took the guy at his word.
Yeah.
You know, I took the fucking guy.
took
at his
pictures
word,
also.
You know, and I'm just playing it the way I would want it played.
Yeah.
You know, and then he was like, well, the guy's going to come back and fix Bobby's fence with words. You know, and then. and then the fence got fixed and it was all fucked up. I was like, we must never let Robert know. You know? So anyway, I had this hot wax story that leads to like stupid shit that we did when we were kids. I'm going to save that for next week as well.
That's something to talk about.
So I always ask this question, not always, right? Always and never, but I try to ask this question. So I am getting ready to record the Black Sabbath Bobby Boogie Bop show on Sunday. Which will include Ozzy's career as well. I learned some things from this because I like you. I only knew the 2 guys, and then I knew there was some beef. I knew the biting, you know, like some shit. But I know the records, but I didn't know the story. Knowing the story now, Sharon Osbourne, piece of shit.
I thought people have been saying that for forever.
So you know what? Laura said the same thing. I think it was not close to that world, so I never heard it. But yeah, fucking piece
I've
of
heard
work.
a lot of stories about her just being an awful person, like on sets and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like
That's
when
the
they
whole
were
family,
filming
though,
that
right? The
reality
kids,
show.
too.
Yeah, real
kids
piece
done
of work.
some dumb shit,
Saved
too.
his life.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly saved his life.
From
but other than that, real piece of work.
dying from alcoholism.
Yeah.
basically.
But he would have died a legend.
Now
he's still gonna die a legend.
He's still in line a legend. I think it's different if he died a legend back then than versus now.
It is, but like great records came after the saving. This, you know, like Crazy Train and all that shit is
Yeah.
after,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Okay, so you want the
Ozfest is after.
so you want an opening and closing?
Opener and closer. What do you choose?
Warp,
So
I don't know.
closing is Mom I'm Coming.
Mom, I'm coming home.
That's easy.
100%.
Opening is I don't know. What were you about to say,
I don't
Joe?
know. It's either Crazy Train or War Pig, right? Those
War
are the-
Pig is. I'd start with War Pig.
It's
So-
a pretty good start.
So I was going between War Pig and another one. Any input? So War Pig is great.
It's fucking great.
It's great.
It's hard.
But War Pigs goes on for a long
Yes, it
time, and
does.
it actually blends into another song. So I'm going Paranoid
Okay.
and closing with Mom, I'm Coming Home.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Just waiting on the Hypnotized Minds episode because
Yeah.
you can't really do a 3-6. You have to do a Hypnotized Minds.
No, 100%. And I told you I want you here.
Hypnotized. Yeah, let me know so I can do my
want you here
research
for it.
too, buddy. I want to be on point. You want me to cover the whole Lil White?
Yeah, we
side
got
of it.
we
can
got to do
divide it up.
we got to do it all.
Oh, man, lot chat.
Project Pat.
Does
Street Pete.
Crunchy Black.
Avenue Lou.
Choices the movie. Choices the movie. Choices 2.
I'm making this up.
I was gonna say.
Don't forget they did make back when like Master P was making those horrible movies.
Yeah.
They didn't miss a beat. I know. Choices and then Choices 2 both have a soundtrack. That's where Baby Mama is. It's on
And
Choices
I
2
think
soundtrack.
Tongue Ring is on one of them also.
Yeah.
And maybe Scissor.
No, Scissorp is on.
Jesus.
I don't remember the name of that one. The one before they got like the one before the super
Thug.
No, the one they got super popular on Stay Fly.
Okay.
The album before that one. That's the most known unknowns.
All right. So then we'll go through these questions because we actually have a lot of questions. And if you'd like to send one in,
You can email us at nerdrageradiomail@gmail.com. come.
It only took 3 years to him to get the prompt.
I'm hit or miss. Next week's a whole new challenge. Jesus Christ, this dude. All right. Chris wrote in.
Hey, everybody.
Chris, you're going to use all my data points, dude. All right. He says, hello, Nerd Ragers. Allow me to give a quick introduction. My name is Chris, and you ain't talking your way out of this. And this is my first time writing you guys. Well, welcome, Chris. I don't mean to give you a hard time. I live in the Philippines and have been a lurking listener of your podcast for quite some time. In fact,
So you're the guy that's listening in the Philippines.
I've been consuming Bobby Skullface content all the way back to your early YouTube videos with skits and all to Shattered Cast and now Nerd Rage.
Wow.
I'm also on Patreon at the Skeleton Crew.
What level?
10.
Crew.
Look at you.
And have been really enjoying your additional content there, specifically Shop Talk, Hello Sam, Wine and Cheese, Hello Laura, and an occasional episode of Bobby Boogie Bop.
Don't choke,
Don't-
man.
pay,
Don't choke.
pay no attention to the peanut gallery, Chris.
I pay $1 a month.
Bobby is glowing.
I know. I feel like a special little guy. Is my grandma resurrected? I've also been meaning to try to join in on your monthly Zoom meetings. Well, I can tell you the next one is not this Sunday, or this Sunday coming up after you listen to this episode.
I have a question about that real quick. Can you hold as many people as you can?
Yep.
You've got the full Zoom. You can.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
dude, yeah.
Full Zoom.
That's a flex right there, buddy.
Spared no expense.
Bear no expense.
$8 a month.
So I've been trying to join, but unfortunately the time difference makes it around 4 a.m. here. But no worries, one day, wakey, eggs and bakey, bro.
There you go, man.
Anyway, I say all that to say this. I followed you guys and your content all these years, basically because I've come to really respect all your views and opinions on lots of things.
Sorry.
Whether regarding the hobby or toy collecting or life in general, being a father of 2 young girls, 5 and 9, let's make some noise for your girls. I have really appreciated all the stories and experiences talked about in Wine and Cheese. I may not 100% agree with everything said, but regardless, as I see it, differing views taken with proper respect is important for one's personal growth.
Yes.
Let's make God bless.
Bobby,
I like this
Bobby,
guy.
did you like reading out loud in school? Because you're really good at it.
Thank you.
Had to do that a lot in the resource room.
So you know what it's from? No, you know what it's from? It's from rapping.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And given that, I just wanted to share that I too, now I feel pressured. And given that, I just wanted to share that I too have been running a toy-related YouTube channel for a few years now, and I genuinely love to get your thoughts, feedback, and any constructive criticisms you may have on it. I'm not looking for a shout-out, although if you're cool with what you see, it would be appreciated. I honestly really would just like to know what you all think of it and any ways I can improve upon what I've got. I know you're all busy lives as such at your own time and convenience. Other than that, thanks for all the great work and content that you all put out. Hope to hear from you, Chris. P.S. Thank you, Bobby, for your videos on The Last Jedi. To this day, one of the best arguments I've watched on why Episode 8 is one of the greatest Star Wars movies.
And now he has ascended.
I'm literally floating in the air.
He is somehow a foot off the ground.
So we don't have time to watch your video today, Chris, and we don't prepare these in advance, but please write back one more time with a video, and I will plug it, though, for everybody. His YouTube channel is Stories from the Toy Shelf.
Oh yeah, I
Nice.
follow that.
There you go.
I've heard from him before.
Do you
Nice. That's awesome.
How do you like? What do you think of the videos? It's good. Yeah. My. I'll tell you. I could, and I'm happy to watch this. Chris, you guys send another one. But my thing is not whether it's just about being true to you.
Yeah.
It's just about finding your voice and being true and authentic and genuine to your voice, and you will find the audience to go along with it.
My man's got 6,000 subscribers.
Yeah, let's make some noise for
There
him.
you go, buddy.
Todd R writes in. He says, "Happy New Year's,
no.
Happy New Year, nerds." And they said, "Hope everyone is doing well. A week or so in to the new year.
Happy New Year.
All right now. Surprisingly, my Note app, yes, Bobby, Androids have them too. Stock hasn't got any smaller this past year, so to your dismay, you'll still be hearing plenty more from me. If you were a homosexual, are you going after the more effeminate type of dude, almost like a lady, or do you want to be held and kept safe in your big, strong bear arms? This is all assuming this is not the 1% chance that there's a lady amongst the crew this week. I guess the reverse can be true if needed."
If I'm gay today, I'm going for Joey.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I just look. He's
How fast? Okay.
listen. He's strong as fuck. He's a dolphin already,
I'm smooth.
right?
Hey, he's gonna have the
And we
bloody
already know
house
it-
paid off here soon.
Right. He's
Oh, and I enjoy a good pigging.
he's an oligarch. We're halfway there. It's not gonna be hard to. Never mind.
I'm going effeminate. That's what that would be my, because blood as close as you can get, right? That's
I would go with the opposite, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
you would go with what? Opposite. You big old bear, dude.
Sure, why not? Just to be something different.
You catching my vibes over here?
I've had like.
What do you think about a little gray in the beard, Joey?
Yeah, because I've had like, I mean, Krista's kind of jacked, but I've ranged from her to like petite girls I've gone out with, but I've never gone with anyone more jacked than Krista. So yeah, might as well go all the way and have experienced the whole range.
The gamut.
So which YouTuber that we've watched at your house would be your choice?
Which of the YouTubers?
Is it one of those jacked YouTube like workout dudes, or are you talking about like?
Oh, just in general.
No, the guy that was like an asshole.
I wasn't looking to pick me up.
Like the table of guys that were like an asshole to Clark Kent and Man of Steel before he put their truck in the fucking power lines.
There you go.
What about you, Pharaoh? I don't believe you answered, sir.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
We didn't forget.
This is the fun part.
Welcome to Nerve Rage.
Awkward questions. You just got to roll with it, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, it like how can you? So I'm not
You had to put your mindset in there.
right, but so like if I change that, then I'm going to change.
So like, are you familiar with Ian McKellen?
Yeah.
So Sir Ian, in Lord of the Rings, he's not actually a wizard.
So what?
So what happens is he comes along, right? Sir Ian. The director, action! You shall not pass. Director, cut. Sir Ian.
It's not a documentary.
No, also Sir Ian is.
That's been a long time.
I don't know if Bobby even
Classic nerd
is
rage.
catching what he did, but Sir Ian is gay, so
Yes.
it works out fantastically.
Yeah.
So
And Gandalf was not.
let's say you're writing. Let's put your mind, because I know you have a hard time visualizing things.
Yeah.
You are going to write a story
Yeah.
about a homosexual man attracted to another man. In this story you're writing that you can't visualize in your head right now, what does this person look like that's the romantic interest in your story?
Oh, he's a little twink.
There we go. That's the answer.
There was
You
not
got it.
much
That was
hesitation
easy.
there.
That was easy.
So Ian.
You fit right in, so to speak.
Howdy,
Hey,
I'm gonna come.
howdy, Nerd Ragers. This is from Willie Whammo.
what up,
Oh, what
Willie?
up?
Howdy, Nerd Ragers. Happy January and hope all is well. Getting more into Black Series and NECA Turtles in terms of display and bought 4 Billies.
There you go. Hey, buddy.
You have your own place now, bro?
Willie, if you are interested in Black Series, holler at your boy, because I have a lot that I will let go for much of nothing.
Starting to put them on display and such. That being said, do you guys know any good websites for buying dioramas and stuff? Don't worry, Chris. I've seen Crash Box and it looks great. I'm wanting to get a good Jabba's Palace full display. I don't know of any, but you can make your own, and you're already, Willie Whammo, on the Patreon, so you can just go right into the collections tab and look at the diorama builds, and there's actually, I think, a 3 3/4 old school diorama build that Joey and I did of Jabba's Palace.
And also,
I remember that.
here in the Nerd Rage community, especially you being local, there's a lot of resources at your disposal. Just ask.
Just ask. Yeah.
I know myself would be happy to help you with whatever you're looking to do.
And Chris and I have actually done Jabba Palace work
That's
for
right.
others.
We have, yeah.
in the past.
And now I could do a whole lot better now with the equipment I have.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
A lot cleaner stuff. Yeah.
No doubt. Also, side note, I realized what the fuck is the point of Lando dressing up as a skiff guard in Jabba's Palace? Like, he doesn't contribute during the desert skiff fight. He doesn't let the good guys in. Like, bro just is in disguise and watches his friends almost die.
They needed a new action figure, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he pulls down a little thing. I feel like he does do something on on the skiff.
Thoughts and prayers.
During the thoughts and likes and shares.
Listen. Well, Willie Whammo, don't pay so much attention. Just watch it.
He is, just in case. He might have been able to do something, but he was worthless.
Yeah. He said, Bobby Boogie Bop is definitely one of my favorites now.
Wow.
Nice noise for that. Love listening to NWA, but never knew about the wild Ice Cube lore. Love the show, brings a smile to my face, so to speak, whatever that means. Toodles. He doesn't get it, but that's okay.
NWA.
Yes. So we did an Ice Cube show and told a bit of the NWA story to kind of get to Ice Cube.
I know those records very well as well.
But it wasn't a full...
If you do a NWA at some point in time.
So what I'm probably going to do at some point is a Dr. Dre one,
Well, let's go.
or Eazy-E, or both, and then cover NWA in full.
So I don't know why I wanted to. I listened to Bones' first EP this past week.
It's great, creeping on a come up.
It is, and then I tried to listen to the next one. It's like, oh god.
Oh no, that one's great too. East
It is, but
1999.
it's just a lot of the same over and over.
But it's the
Meet you at the crossroads. Meet you at the crossroads.
yeah, but even
So you want to be lonely.
so the version on the album isn't actually that. They recut the
no,
single.
I know, no, I'm from.
Did you know that? I think in the last shot of that video, they're all sitting around cars. One of them was in trouble or off, baked out of their mind, and like he's not actually there. They just have a guy standing there, like in his place with his back to it. Was it Wishbone that was always in trouble?
Flesh.
It was Flesh. So he wasn't that he couldn't come to the last day of the shoot. So they just had a random dude with they shot him from the back to fill out the roster.
Yeah, Flesh and Bone was his name.
be lonely.
And he had a solo album.
Oh, they all had a solo album.
Yeah, but he had one early. Like, because I guess he got out of jail and he was like, look, I need to catch up on this money.
That's right.
Anyway, so we got one from Paul C. Happy New Year to the 3
yellow.
or the 4 of you.
Hey,
Today's question. Let's say you work in an industry where doctor-patient confidentiality is paramount. Through your advanced education or through your advanced deduction skills, you figure out that your client is cheating with your spouse. Your patient obviously doesn't know. What's the move?
So yeah, that's
So you're,
I confirm
read it again because that was
through your advanced deduction skills, you
hang on. So it's a HIPAA thing, right?
Yeah,
Basically
correct.
what they're
Yeah,
saying.
correct.
So
you figure out that your client is cheating with your spouse. Your patient obviously doesn't know. What's the move?
So I'm gonna write the script tonight. Me and my friend Al are gonna write it on the internet. You know, AI, but it looks like an Al. Me and Al are gonna write this tonight. I'm taking your idea, Paul.
Yeah,
That's complicated as fuck, dude, and I hate that you put that in my brain because it's gonna melt it now.
I would just talk to my spouse.
Yeah, I think I would.
Immediately.
I think I would violate HIPAA.
Yeah.
I think I would violate HIPAA. So I think that when you bring it to your spouse is not going to like, gotcha. You can't tell. We can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. They're going to know they've been had, and the least of their concern.
Hey, you know
like, I just-
Rufus T. Johnson? You never guess who came in the pharmacy today.
It's a confirmation thing for me. It's just like because it's the part of the question to the question is, are you 100% or are you deducting? The deduction is like likely.
Yeah.
How sure are you that's the case?
Let's say it's 100%.
If you're 100% sure, then proceed with your life as
Like,
if,
he's like, look at this girl, and it's like your girl sucking his dick.
oh yeah, then you just proceed your life as if you found out your significant other's cheating, and whatever you normally would do with a cheating spouse, you go on.
It
that
would
route.
probably depend on the relationship I have with my spouse also. Because if it was rocky already and like, okay, I'm just going to pack my shit and go. Or tell her to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I guess
exactly.
Or tell him to get the fuck out or whatever.
Yeah, well, I guess if you're hurt, right? Like, so if it's not that situation, like you still, like I would address it with her, like
Trent Reznor or Johnny Cash hurt.
They've always tried wrestling with him.
Always Trent.
I go the other way. But
The real pain.
I'm not sure that's really how HIPAA works. But
Well, you can't talk to the
You can't.
patient about it for sure.
Yeah, you can't disclose.
what if you just cold cock the dude?
you can't disclose
Medical
private
information.
So yeah, you could. Yeah, but I don't.
But that
doesn't mean that you can't.
In order for you to find out, there had to be some kind of breach for you to find out that it's your spouse.
Right, but if you go up to your spouse and you're like, I know you're cheating on me, you're not
That-
saying
no,
Yes.
that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. That's the
You
route
know.
I would go. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
if you find out for sure, then you just
Now, if you're
proceed.
like-
So I would be 100% upfront.
If
I would be
you-
like, Rufus told me.
yeah, you couldn't
Fucking
pull out
Rufus.
their file.
No, they didn't pull
and
out.
say,
Yeah, that's the
hey,
problem.
look at this.
yeah, no,
right.
You can't.
But you can say, I know this.
But I wouldn't hold
I
anything.
know that this.
I would be
cheating
like,
is
I'm
happening.
seeing Rufus for a prostate exam, first of all.
He's
So
got Peyronie's disease, all right?
So-
His dick's crooked.
You haven't hitched your wagon up to the best horse.
His prostate's a wreck.
Oh, so it's something like he has your significant other's name tattooed on his shaft.
Yeah, that's
like that's like the
So, but I mean, because I'm gonna be honest with you, the potential legal violation, I don't think would be an issue.
You think it?
because I would never confront the
Like, I don't think my wife would run to would try to call it in on anybody. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think,
that too.
like, I would cut my associations with him.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see you anymore. I'm sorry.
right.
And then I would deal with her.
Yep.
And she's going to get the straight up truth and, whatever.
you couldn't tell your wife, well, this person has XY disease or anything like that, that would be HIPAA.
But what if you find out that the person
Just
let's add
knowing
another
that there's
twist.
an affair happening isn't a HIPAA.
Well, that's the thing is like you must have found out due to some kind of medical reason, right?
Well, hang on. Let's say the medical reason is they're there because they have a VD. They've got.
I mean, that's even
got-
more.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, if you don't tell your wife the confidential information that you know, then you're not violating.
Right. That's why I would go that route. I would just
Right.
take
You guys
the
are in the
whole
same
medical
boat.
part
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of it.
I'm
and-
saying I'm telling
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably go that way.
And violation be damned.
I'd go
Because I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for the violation.
It's 3-1.
Well, it's a
3-1.
gamble regardless, right? If things shake so ugly.
Yeah. What if she gets you in
And that's your
trouble for your
livelihood.
job?
How are you gonna change
she's a
jobs?
bitch.
She could. It's on the table. I
Yeah.
don't think she would.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's the gamble I would
Well,
take.
that's the thing. I wouldn't gamble on someone off my livelihood that betrayed me at the base level.
Yeah.
And I'm
you know-
saying that hoe's a hoe, and I don't have to tell her how I know.
Bitches ain't shit, but
Hoes and tricks.
All right. So Astartes Pete writes in. He says, "Hello, lovely boys.
Oh, we just watched them at Sardi's.
We did.
Fucking.
We did. Hope you're well.
watch him fucking.
I had. Well, no.
They don't fuck. That's part of the problem. 400 years of service, no fucking.
Weird.
I had to book an eye test
That's why they're
today.
so angry.
I'm on the phone with the receptionist, and she says 2:30. I replied, "No, I heard it." On to the main event. I'll give you one. On to the main event. What was the last tune that really got stuck in your head, and how did you banish it? This question is brought to you by the theme from The Last of the Mohicans. Peace and love.
This is easy for me. I have one that's permanently burnt in my head and I can't get it out.
What is it?
Redneck Woman by Gretchen Wilson.
I don't know.
I'm a redneck.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's mine. Thanks.
Yeah. Welcome.
So just because a
Ain't no high
song
class broad.
gets stuck in my head doesn't mean that I want it banished.
Yeah, same. I don't normally.
No, I don't mind
banish.
Gretchen Wilson talking in my ear, but
So
I ain't never been the Barbie doll type.
I wake up usually with a different song in my head every day.
Okay.
And some of them are strange. Like it might be like Earth Angel.
Like,
Earth
I thought you were saying like
Yeah.
Tech Nine.
That's it.
Well, you know, like strange music.
Strange.
So like yesterday, I was just sitting there, and I don't know why, but I just started thinking about this song by this punk band called Fear, and the song's called "New York's All Right If You Like Saxophones," and I love this fucking song,
I love saxophone.
but it has not been on streaming, and it's a hard record to get a hold of. So I could take it from YouTube or whatever, like I could do all that, but I just let it ride. So I had this song playing in my head, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if it's on streaming. It was on streaming.
Boom.
Bought it. Purchased in my library.
What's it called?
New York's All Right If You Like Saxophones.
Hold on. What's the what?
New York's alright. You like saxophones, bro?
Fear.
Fear is the name of the band.
New York's all right if you like saxophone. Okay,
That's what-
got you.
So like I'll play a bit of it.
Yeah, you play
Now-
it.
now
and
keep it- now
I'll
keep it in
see
mi-
if I want to put it on the list.
And keep in mind, this is punk music, right?
Plug
Is
it
there
in?
any saxophone in there?
Yeah. All right, hold on a second.
Is there any saxophone in it?
Yeah.
There's nothing better than a good sax solo, man.
Is Kenny G?
That's an alto.
Kenny G, Warren G crossover.
How's that apple treating you now?
No, it's the plug. Here, here.
Oh,
All right, ready?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's the
Speed
saxophone.
sax. Let's go.
Ready?
Good shit.
Hold up. Listen.
That's great.
Way to go, New York.
Love it.
You know. So anyway, I woke up with that song in my head yesterday, and
all right.
yeah, yeah, and so
What about you two? Anything? Any songs that get stuck in your head?
Every once in a while. Normally it's because I fell asleep with something on.
Yes, and it just plays throughout. Yeah.
And it goes away after an hour or two.
Yeah,
And
never
then,
try to
then the
lose it.
normal circus comes on.
Yes. I mean, different songs pop up randomly anyway in my head.
So we were talking before you got here, and the other day, I showed Bobby my Instagram feed,
it's fucked.
and it is curated pretty well for me.
It's
but
fucked. It's fucked.
nothing
it's
but
just weird shit.
Yeah,
monsters.
That's awesome.
Literal monsters.
literal monsters. Monsters.
The underbellies of the world we live in
Yeah.
is streamed into my phone.
Yep,
my
cryptids and-
Instagram. Yeah.
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
Let's see what else we have. Matt H. writes in and says, "Hello, fellas, whomever that may be. I won't say the opening that everyone uses this time of year because we have reached the expiration date on that chestnut.
Happy New Year.
So I pre-ordered the Fans Toys Ironhide. So I haven't purchased a Transformer in nearly 5 years. Maybe I can finally get an Ironhide that doesn't look like Tits McGee. Here's the hoping. So the question is, have you guys ever thought you were out of something and got pulled back in?
Oh, yeah.
What was it and why?" And then he goes on to say, "Joe, Sally and I have recently got into the Great British Bake Off and enjoy
Yeah.
it very much.
Hell yeah.
Such a refreshing take on a competition cooking show.
Yes.
I can't eat half that shit because of diabetes and all.
Oh.
I have a few
No.
Beatus.
I have a few flicks that could do with the right left treatment. Oh, I'm sorry, we've called it into that age, but you have the perfect choices here. Let's see. So I'm trying to think about something I thought I was out on and got. I mean, Transformers. Like, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I've come and gone on with Transformers collecting several times.
Yeah, comic book
I mean,
stuff.
the studio series pulled me back in.
40K many a times. But I've been out for a few years now, but I still have like fucking 1,000+ Space Marines hanging out on my shelves.
For me,
Yeah.
it's just crazy ass women.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just when I thought it was out.
They pulled me back in.
They come in different flavors.
Is it true, Michael? No. I can't like I think most of everything in my life I've like gone through phases of like
Yeah.
I mean even alcohol, like I've gone through phases of like, no, I'm out on this for a while and then I go back in. And you know, fucking comic books, and I mean even music I kind of got out of around the time my second kid was born because I just was like overwhelmed, you know, and then it took me a while to get kind of back in like footing in that, you know. I think most of it is
It's hard, like once unless something caused you to fucking really hate it, like Star Wars for Bobby. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a general love for something and it just fell by the wayside, you're gonna find that love again.
Yeah.
That's why you keep fucking your ex.
And I can not like there's
I'm sorry.
Your axe?
Yes.
Which end?
Well, be adventurous. Either end's good.
Depends on your mood.
It's pretty sharp. Pretty sharp.
I think that like there's very few constants for me. I think music is probably the most constant since I fell in love with it. But like
sneakers for me, I come and go on that. We'll buy a bunch and wear them, and then I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with all these shoes? And then I'll sell them and then buy them again.
and then there's even like Star Wars, right? Like Star Wars is not like I'm beyond getting back into it, you know. Like if they were to announce a new trilogy and it's Knights of the Old Republic and all that, like I'm gonna get back into it.
I think you need movies.
I do too.
I think TV shows.
I think he
you
likes
need
Endor.
movies.
He just needs something good in his opinion.
That's true too.
Yeah, something that,
Right, but overall,
Yeah, I mean,
you want
movies would help.
movies.
Yeah.
You want movies.
All
I think
right.
the pace of storytelling in these shows
they,
is just
they
not your cup of
blend
tea.
nowadays to
Yeah.
me though. The thing is like a good series and a series of movies. It's not too far apart.
Well, okay. Well, I
you
mean,
know?
we've used this example before, and I know we're on a time crunch here, but like Obi-Wan should have been a movie, right? It should have, or two movies.
Yeah.
There's two. The story isn't robust enough to fill 8
6
episodes.
episodes, yeah.
It could fill 2-hour movies, no problem.
I think it could probably fit into one.
Just release that on Disney Plus. Somebody cut that down for me.
There is an Obi-Wan cut
Somebody's cut it into a movie.
into a movie.
Son
Yeah,
of a
and people
bitch.
say it's great.
Wonder where
I haven't
that
watched
is.
it, but I saw the Snyder cut of it.
Off
and
to
it
the bay.
was good.
Off to the bay.
Last one from Tyler the Collector. He says, "Greeting, gents.
Hey, yo.
What up?
I'm back with another hypothetical. Would you rather type question? Would you rather jerk off a silverback gorilla, or teach a silverback? I feel like we've been asked this one.
We've been on the air for a long
or
time.
teach a
Bobby.
silverback gorilla to jerk you off. So I'm definitely jerking off the gorilla.
Yeah,
Me
same,
too.
same,
I don't want his
100%.
filthy hands on me.
Yeah.
I don't know where. Also, they're strong as fuck. My dick's gonna
Yeah,
get
that's
exactly.
my thing. Like,
I don't think you can teach you
Listen, it's hold on loosely, but don't let go. If you cling too tightly, you're gonna lose control.
he says, if it helps, the gorilla has no idea what you're about to do. I'm still taking a risk.
Yeah.
I'd rather you rip my arm off than rip my dick off.
Yeah.
So
I'm reaching in with my left.
Are you coming? Are you coming underneath? And, like behind?
From behind? No.
Sneak up on
No,
him?
no.
From the front.
Yeah, we're gonna try to earn some trust. I'm
heard the gaze.
gonna have like some lettuce in my hand, like I'm gonna hold it.
I'm gonna bring a steak.
Dude, I don't think they're carnivores.
I'll figure it out.
They're vegetarians, I'm pretty sure.
I'll wrap it in bacon.
So he says,
Wait a minute. It just got me more confused.
everybody likes bacon.
That's true.
So he's on top of that, he says, awesome areolas. So real quick, we have 8 minutes left. I want to so we have a couple notes I'm going to fly through a couple things.
I know one in particular we should talk about.
Yeah, but that's the one we're going to spend the most time on. R.I.P. to David Lynch. I know he matters to a lot of people. Wrote Twin Peaks and a bunch of other stuff. And R.I.P. to him. And let's talk about this Daredevil Born Again trailer. I think it looks great. I'm excited.
I'm excited for it.
I'm in. I think it looks great. And I'm surprised at how brutally violent it sort of looks like it's going to be.
Good. I mean,
it looks more violent than the Netflix
I was
show.
going to say at least as violent as that. But you have to... I don't want to see a PG version of anything at this point in my life. I just don't. I mean, the world's a violent place. You're doing violent things. Show how violent it is.
You know, I'm okay with PG Superman.
Okay,
Well,
it's okay. Let's
Superman
Superman.
special.
It's fine. I get that.
Okay, all right, cool. But just conversation.
I mean, at 10,000 feet, where he's flying. From that view, I think Superman is a different pocket. But something like, listen, the Punisher's in this fucking world. It's a violent world. Daredevil's in this world. It's the Kingpin, violent as fuck.
I'm happy to see that the Punisher is a super established in it. You know what I mean? Like he's going to be a part of this world, like this universe.
I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like the whatchamacallit, Pandora's box open now. You can do whatever. It doesn't matter that the name Disney's on things anymore. Like we can do whatever.
So I watched,
which is great.
Yeah.
I think Deadpool and Wolverine maybe would help with that. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
It's completely open now.
I agree.
And just for integration's sake, just an example, there's a lot of questions like how much of the Netflix show is this going to be? The scene, and I watched one of those,
8 things you missed.
38 secrets found, whatever. I Screen Crush is the channel I like. I watch those guys, and
I used to watch Mr. Sunday Movies. His was the one I enjoyed the most.
Okay.
But he doesn't do them anymore.
so they broke this trailer, and like in the scene where it's like Times Square, everything. There's I don't remember the name of it, but the bar from the Luke Cage show there's like an ad for it in there.
Nice.
And
I like things like that.
And the whatever PIM company has become by now is like sponsoring because everybody has on like the party hats.
Did they set the
that.
dragon there underneath?
I think that's the part they didn't bring back. I watched that fucking show. Jesus
That was
Christ,
awful.
That was.
I didn't.
It was only like 4 episodes, and I never watched Jessica Jones, and I never watched
Jessica Jones was good.
And I didn't watch. That
was the first one,
Luke
wasn't it?
Cage.
No, it started with Daredevil.
Daredevil, and then they went from there. So
There was a ton of Hasbro and official Transformers news this week. I'm not getting into it. I have a sit down Saturday on it.
there wasn't much I was super interested in.
I'm probably going to buy that Predaking.
Really?
They showed up Predaking?
Yeah, so
I must have
surprised you
fucking
so
missed that.
Hasbro did a panel, and then Takara had an event.
So at Takara they showed.
Yeah,
I
and
guess
it's
I
like
have something to do on Saturday now. So something to watch.
It's
'cause
not
I'm a little out of the loop.
It's not a mainline. It's not a chug. It's not a masterpiece. It looks.
another thing.
It looks like a Sola Chojokin piece.
Oh, okay.
Is it part of
Does
the
it- does it-
MPG line? This kind of
No.
new.
Is it a
It's-
figure or is it
like-
transformable?
Yes, both.
I don't need a Predaking for my collection
So it's not. So okay. I mean,
at all. I mean, in any
It's a
capacity.
single
Okay, so-
piece, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what makes it
standalone.
cool.
It's
It's
configured.
Yeah.
For by
It's just,
itself.
yeah, hey, I love
little
Predaking. Here's
yeah.
a cool Predaking, and it's very Studio Ox-y.
Yes.
Like it's
Well, makes sense if it's Takara.
it's gorgeous. Christopher Nolan is doing The Odyssey. That's going to be his next
Yes.
film.
Is it going to be a twist and the spin? That's the question.
So yeah, that's the $1 million question.
Yeah, because
there's no news on it.
oh, Brother,
So-
Where Art Thou is a
Yeah,
Odyssey.
that's what I was about
yeah,
to
same
say.
But
with,
it was great, but it wasn't the Odyssey.
yeah, Romeo and Juliet.
Troy
We thought they turned you into
Yeah.
a toad.
Was a more historic piece.
with Rapid. I'm not sure that's quite
Places
a
that
historic
Geonox-
piece.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like a spin in the sense of like told today, like where he like works at Sears and he like snuck in a minivan. You know, like,
You're right.
what did Fingers say?
Sears are all out of business, bro.
Are they?
Yeah,
Oh shit!
they're all
He's
gone.
bona fide.
There's no
He's
Sears
bonafide.
catalog anymore.
No,
Wow.
they actually closed the corporate office and everything. Some Urban Xers have been in it.
Oh, I love Urbex.
Me too.
Great segue, Christopher. So
Thanks.
also going out of business is Diamond. They have
collectibles.
Yeah, they
So
have
they
I
filed
thought they're
Chapter
forever.
11.
Diamonds
So wait.
are forever.
we all did. We all did. So they
They won't leave in the night.
they have filed for bankruptcy and they're getting bought out.
Bye.
You'll never guess.
Entertainment
Disney.
Earth.
What'd you say?
Entertainment Earth.
No.
I said Disney.
No.
Big Bad Toy Store.
Any guess?
No, I just know they're formed under immense pressure.
And Crumble apparently as
I
well.
should be a fucking diamond at this point.
Universal.
Oh, interesting.
So one thing that I don't just going back in the Wayback Machine, and the article probably points in this direction. Marvel and DC stopped using them for distribution. They went direct,
That's probably what did it.
and that did it. And then
A lot of people didn't like Diamond too. I feel like there was a lot of shit talking about
so
Diamond
I will
Yeah.
tell you
From the
Diamond,
retailers.
They're a
Listen.
Maryland company.
from the retailers.
Diamond as a distributor is fucking trash.
Okay,
Well, it
there
was
we go.
a-
So they
like, I
died.
mean, it was
like,
a-
They don't fill allotments. They
Yes.
don't tell you they're
Yeah,
not
that's
going to
what I've
fill
been told.
allotments.
It was basically a monopoly. You know,
so
because
good for them for failing then.
yeah, but like it was also a monopoly because they were just initially they were so good at what they were doing.
Yes,
you know,
but then-
and they're homegrown.
I mean,
But that's a
listen,
problem with no competition.
It was a means to an end, and the end doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, Gundam card game. Any interest in that?
So
not only Gundam card game, there's Gundam miniature game also.
So
I think it's the
Is it
same.
both?
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
combined.
same,
Yeah.
and it's just that you can use these other miniatures in conjunction with the card game. It's not that
That's
it's
interesting.
It's. Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. It's brilliant marketing.
Yes. I mean, Gundam's had. I mean, they're a fucking lasting brand. They make a lot of money.
Yeah, and then the last thing on here that I have is the Area robot. It looks like
Aryan robot?
Area.
Oh, okay.
ARIA.
I said I'm not sure. Yeah.
So she says when you ask her, so she has an AI in her, they're like built into her,
And have me and her soon too.
so when asked what her purpose is, she said companionship, intimacy, things.
What
like
does she look like? How much it costs?
I don't know.
I've been paying on my house and then I
Less
have
than
extra
your
money to burn.
mortgage.
They're also thinking about using her. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'm going to pay on my house and then have money to burn.
That's what I'm saying.
So is this going to be who's going to have the blank face for the acting, so they can just put Tom Cruise on it?
So they also are thinking about using them in like theme parks and stuff, like you know, like the.
Oh, instead
Oh,
of
so I know. We're going to Westworld. Yes.
Yes.
We're going to Westworld.
And the person that put that in the notes is Phil because he's a dirty freak.
Me too.
Me too. But it was especially funny when I saw that he put it in there for whatever reason.
I'm going to fuck it.
I'm gonna come.
That too.
Don't Come. You need to get Don't Come on there also. Just to bounce them back and forth.
Yeah. All right. So that should do it. First show together.
Hey.
That's great. That felt great. Yeah.
Awesome.
It all
Good
came
vibes.
together at the very last minute.
Yeah. Hopefully
Like a
not
good porn.
hopefully not the last one for the year. But time will tell.
And it existed at least once.
Yes, it existed at least once. So shout out to Phil on Twitter. Shout out to Dante on Facebook. Shout out to Phil for our notes as well. And I think that's it. So with that,
Flappy labias.
Moist thighs.
Tasty taint.
tight dick player.
I'm gonna come.